muted.
I don't get, you know, just send me an info. Why would you send?
Swish, yeah, Swish invited me
Did you
to a
miss
party.
Starbucks?
What the frig, Swish?
No, I just there. Finally. Yeah, alright, everybody's stream is ready.
Starting what?
Why are you doing
Oh, I thought it started at 8. My bad. I really did. My bad. I thought you were starting everything at 8. Alright.
all swing stuff? So, Connor is
Here comes.
Alrighty.
so whenever you're ready.
Alrighty. Welcome everyone to the 2020 Winston Cup Championship race of Season 2. We'd like to join you all. This has been a great season so far. I've really enjoyed being around these drivers, and it's been a fun time here. And I'm joined by multiple commentators today. Alec, Arkham Boss, Bam, Libert, Midnight Peak, and So Saxy. We're going to be the ones here to help and commentate this race for you all, and hopefully it can be a good one to watch. So we'll start off here with our pre-race for the invocation and the prayer for today's race. So if everyone would please bow your heads and pray with us. Dear Lord, we are here with you today to celebrate this prosperous and astonishing season of racing. We've seen the differences in this league from last season to this season, and we owe all the progress of this league to you. We want to thank you, Lord, for allowing us to do what we enjoy and helping all of us try to reach our goals. We ask, Lord, that you help all the drivers today as they take on their final race of the season. We ask that you help keep them calm and determined, Lord, and that you help lead them to a clean and easy finish. Lord, we ask you to help continue the growth of this league and help this league become the best it can. Lastly, Lord, we ask that you watch over everyone here and that you give them your guidance and protection in these uncertain times in our world. We ask that you give them the strength and help in their personal lives to overcome anything and everything, Lord. And with that being said, Lord, we give our thanks to you for allowing us to do what we love in all your glory. Through you we believe. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Alrighty, and now, if you wouldn't mind, we're going to have our national anthem played. Oh Lord,
Which nation
we're having
is
some
that?
difficulties here. Alrighty, thank you, Mr. SlideJob, for playing that. So next up, we're going to be starting our qualifying whenever the lobby gets set up. So thank you all for staying and viewing that. So here, before we get to there, we're going to be starting our driver intros of the championship 4 drivers while they're setting up for the qualifying before the race at Indianapolis. So let's get that started.
All right. So our first driver tonight, he comes all the way from Dayton, Tennessee. He's got 23 Cup starts, 13 top 5s, 16 top 10s, 5 poles, 9 stage wins, and an average finish of 6.35. He's your winner at Kentucky, Atlanta, Auto Club, Texas, Darlington, and Michigan. He is your mile-and-a-half champion. His name, Team Swiss driver of the number 34 Ford. And we have an ad. Apologize.
Calling my phone 3 o'clock in the morning, my shit be right here. What you trying to get swerved? Asking all them questions, why you pressing with aggression? I ain't stressing who you texting, stop pressing, I'm swerved. Praying on my downfall, hoping that I flop. You haters better stop, you about to get swerved. Pull up to the lot with a lot, about to drop the top. I don't stop at the stop, I'm swerved. Girl, I'm with you, show some confidence. How you leave a king just to find a prince? How you push the whip and it ain't got the tense? The engine in my car turn a demon to a rocket ship.
All right. Our next driver, from a little bit east of that, from Boone, North Carolina, in 18 Cup starts, 9 top 5s, 15 top 10s, 1 pole, 4 stage wins, and an average finish of 5.44. He's your winner at Homestead, Dover, Talladega, and ISM, our newest member of all of the Cup drivers in the Final Four. Sparkly Marker 4.
Sunshine beating on the good times, moonlight racing from the grave. String band playing more at honky tonks, pretty young thing going dancing in the rain. I hear ladies spitting at the Nicky Jacks, businessman with a needle and a spoon. Coyote chewing.
All right. Our next driver. Sorry about that. Our next driver comes all the way from Moody, Alabama, in 24 Cup starts, 17 top 5s, 21 top 10s, 5 poles, 5 stage wins, and an average finish of 4.75. He's your winner at Sonoma, Watkins Glen, Charlotte, and the Roval. He's your road course master. His name is Jared L. Bestia, and he's driving the number 43 Chevy. All right. And our last driver, but certainly not least, he comes all the way a little bit up north, Pine Bush, New York, in 28 Cup starts, 19 top 5s, 25 top 10s, 4 poles, 13 stage wins, and a low average finish of 4.21. He's your winner at Pocono, Martinsville, Gateway, New Hampshire, and Chicagoland, and your all-star winner at Eldora. His name is MrSlideJob1996, and he drives the number 88 Chevy. All right. Those are your final 4 drivers for the 2020 Cup Series Championship. Back to you, Connor.
Alrighty, if that there don't get you pumped for a good race, I don't know what will. And as we're waiting for this setup here to get started here in Indianapolis, we're going to go over some track facts for us. This is going to be a 100% race. It's going to be a long one, going to last at least 3.5 hours, or close to it, a little over 3. So this is definitely going to test some of these drivers' endurance, and it's for sure going to be a long one. And we'll just see what plays out. And I'm going to get it over to Arkham Boss here for some of those track facts to shoot at you for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Thank you, Connor. Yeah, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it's located in, well, Indianapolis. The main use of this track is the IndyCar series, but it's also known for NASCAR racing as well. It's a 2.5-mile oval. I believe, let's see here, my internet. It was constructed in 1909. Yeah, so we're looking at a very old racetrack. Some of its important races are the Indianapolis 500 and the Brickyard 400. So, you know, it definitely has some good history, and yeah, opened up on August 12th. What the hell?
And 10-4. Alrighty, like he said, it's opened up in August 12th of 1909. This has hosted many races, and at first, it was not actually made of the original brick that was made, or asphalt. It was made by layers of rock and sand and dirt. So that there made it very interesting. And early on, there was many crashes that was involved on the first races of it. So that led to multiple casualties, I guess, as you would say, to the fans. So they've made multiple improvements over the years to that, and they eventually led to the brick layout of the track. And that was raced on for many, many years with the Indy cars and all different types of series. So after that, they eventually realized that asphalt was better and quicker. And if you go to the track today, it still has that 1 yard strip of brick laid out right at the start-finish line. So that right there is definitely a great part of history for that track. It holds over 200,000 people, permanent seating. So it's known as the largest sports venue in the world, as a capacity-wise. So that there is very interesting for sure. It's a huge place.
Definitely.
Beautiful too.
Definitely. So right now, if you're watching my stream, I am currently loading into the race because we are going to get a good look at your Ford Championship drivers. for an amazing picture. So stay tuned for that in a couple of seconds.
Does everybody have the commentators muted?
Alrighties, we're loading in here to watch the qualifying session for this race. The qualifying here is very, it's not really very complex, but it's very unique as the way that we do it here. It's a kind of type of single car qualifying. So these drivers will go full speed right here at the beginning of the race, circling around. They'll pace one lap, and then they'll park in the access road in 1 and 2. And so that, and then the race leader here, he will he will park them there, and he will send them out one by one, and he'll send out a certain amount of cars at a time, and they will get one qualifying lap, and right there will determine their starting position. It's just kind of pretty much like a single car qualifying, but they spread them out and just keep them apart so that way they can't get drafted, and it's just a very type of unique qualifying for sure.
But yeah, definitely. And I think actually before they do that, Billy, they're gonna get the 4 championship drivers, or maybe not. I don't know. They said they were gonna do that earlier.
I don't know, they probably changed up some plans now. There's been a lot of plans changed today. So we actually kind of apologize if the commentary is a little bit off because we haven't fully got what we needed, the information to get this right.
Yeah, I'm getting reports. The pictures are going to be at the end.
Okay. Breaking news, pictures will be at the end of the qualifying session, I was told.
Alrighty, let's go watch around here while these drivers are taking their commentate. I was going to say, okay, as they're taking their qualifying lap, and Arkham, you can go ahead there. Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, we got a couple of cars on the track right now. We got Merkelman in the 41. We got SlideJob here in the 88 Nationwide Chevy. He's one of your championship drivers tonight. Probably, arguably, one of the most picked to win. You got Sparkly Marker here in the number 32 Chevy, South Point Chevy. He's another championship driver. You also got Team Swish here. He is in the Ryko Ford, number 34 Ryko Ford, I believe. He's another championship driver. And then finally, for your championship drivers, rounding it up, you got Jared L. Bestia here in the number 43 Capital One Banking Chevy. So it's definitely interesting to see how these guys qualify today, you know, even though they probably are most counting on the race instead of qualifying.
Yep, for sure. It definitely, I mean, track position does mean a lot at this, and a lot here, but, you know, these drivers, they're not worried about the beginning of the race, even the middle of the race as much. They're worried about that final stage, after that stage 2 green, white, checkered flag. They're worried about making sure they stay on point that part, and they stay up front and have some good pit strategies here. Alrighty. And now the final 4 drivers, they're going to roll up to the start and finish line here, and they're going to get side by side here. They're going to get together here so we can put it on stream and see everybody, and they're going to take some pictures of the championship drivers side by side here at this track, and that's definitely going to be a sight to see, and hopefully we can keep that going.
And it shows the tremendous work that these drivers put on each and every day to get up to this point. I mean, these 4 drivers that were going to be taking pictures and stuff like that, these are your drivers that earned it this year. Here we go.
Yep, for sure.
There we go. There it is, your 4 championship drivers for tonight's race.
4 wide team.
Alrighty, here we go. They're going to stop at the line, and you're going to be able to get an incredible look. Beautiful. 43's a little bit off of the start-finish line. There we go. That's a beautiful picture right there. You got your 4 championship drivers. Man, I tell you what, one of these drivers are going to walk away with the trophy, and it's going to be an amazing race tonight, Connor.
Most definitely, for sure.
Alrighty, we got it.
Alrighty, you see, as I just want to notice, put in place a key difference here. There's 3 Chevrolets in this championship, and 1 Ford. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's definitely going to be outnumbered. So you think that's going to put a little bit more pressure, you know, just as a manufacturer-wise, on Team Swiss there at the 34 Ford car, to maybe outdo these other Chevrolets?
It's definitely going to add a lot more pressure.
I think it can put a little bit of pressure on there, you know, knowing that you're the only certain type of manufacturer. And I also think that, you know, some of these drivers are not really about what manufacturer they are, because, you know, in this game there's really no difference between manufacturers. I mean, you can argue and agree and disagree on this, but you know, I think really it's just whoever has the best driving skill is going to come out with this championship trophy. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree for sure. You know, and definitely, I feel like it's definitely going to come down to, you know, just determination, a will to win, and I guess just, you know, just strategy. Who is going to? Because like I said, it's going to be a long race. This race is going to test their darts. Whoever can stay in that car the longest and keep their focus is most definitely going to have the best chance here. But
yeah, and another point to bring up is that 32 car and the 88 car are actually teammates. How much do you think they're going to help each other tonight, or since they're battling for the championship, they're just going to say, forget the team, like this is all me?
I don't know. We'll let Fam answer that one. What does he think about that question?
What's that?
What do you think about the question Midnight Peak just asked? Is where Sparkly Marker and Slide Job as teammates here, how much do you think that's going to affect their racing together? You know, they're going to try and help each other, or they're just going to be just complete opponents out there on the track, just trying to fend for themselves?
I mean, when it comes down to racing, usually when you have teammates, I think usually they start working together early on, but once it gets down the stretch, it starts becoming more of a, you know, I'm going to get in front of you because I'm going to get the win. It's not really about teammates working together anymore when you get in the end line of the race, which is probably going to be about the 20-30 lap mark is where I'm going to think that they're going to starting a battle to outdo each other.
Well, my question to you, Fam, now is, you know, since you mentioned that, you know, with them being teammates, do you think maybe we'll see a little bit of the same pit strategy between the two since they've been teammates all year?
He got us.
Sorry, my
phone
cut out there. For the similar pitch strategy, I'd say that they might do somewhat of a similar, at least till the halfway point. Then I think they might start thinking on how they might try to outdo each other at the halfway point.
Yep, most definitely. Alrighty, so we're going to ask here our co-commentators here for that's showing each driver and really focusing on the championship drivers here. I want to go down the list here, and I'm going to ask them, what do they think,
Hey guys,
and how do they
I'll be right
think
back.
that
I
it's
gotta go
been
grab food
for
down the
these
road.
drivers on their way to this championship race? So we're going to start out with Saxy here. So
what is it?
your driver, Slide Job.
Your driver slide, Joe.
Yeah, give me a second here. All right, so
make sure all commentators exit out of the lobby. That way you don't load into the race.
Yep. Alrighty. Alright.
Access road 3 1 and
All right, so sorry about that interruption there. I was having a little bit of a problem. I was, but so all right, so Saxy, you guys here?
Yes.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna go through all the drivers here and ask whoever's covering them what is their opinion and what do they think on how what it's take for their driver to make it here and what have they been through this season. So Saxy, I'm gonna start with you. What is your opinion on Slide Job's success this season, and how do you think that's going to affect how he performs in this championship race?
Well, I definitely think that he is definitely the top contender for this race, but I mean, it's going to be a good battle between everybody. But I mean, he's had a good car every race he's been in, I feel like, that at least I've seen. And he's a very dominant driver, and that's all I really know.
That's alrighty. So Wendy, alrighty. So Liberty, you got us here.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. So same question to you. You know, what do you think watching Marker this season? What do you think his success contributes here to how he's got to this championship race and his struggles throughout the early season and where he's really turned on right there at the playoffs?
That's it. If you look at his win, he's won a various amount of tracks. So he's definitely, I think, got the skill. And going back to the Xfinity race here at Indy, he finished second. So I definitely look forward to him being a strong competitor tonight, and definitely keep your eye on the 32 car.
Yep, for sure. Alrighty. Tell me when to join the race. Alrighty, and at Arkham, you know, I was going to go back, same question to you. What do you think it took for Jared to get here?
Well, tonight I'll be covering Jared El Bestia, and, due to his success winning at the road courses, you got Sonoma, I believe he won at the Roval, just in general, winning a road course and then coming to a track like Indianapolis, he may be able to roll through the corners a little bit smoother than these other drivers, so I think he definitely has a realistic shot at winning this whole thing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. He's been on fire this season off and on, and I think if he can turn on one more race and be consistent, he can definitely pull something off here. So Alec, final driver, we're gonna go same to you. Just what has it took your driver Swish to really perform well and get here this season?
Well, I believe he was he is the lone Mustang in the Final Four, and he's had to come back from clutch situations to try and make it in. I believe last time they ran at Michigan, he was the only one to make it into the Final Four. He's going to have to play it smart, and he's played it smart most of the year, so this should be fun to watch, see how he does against the three Chevys.
For sure. All right, 10-4. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely true there, Alec. He's fought really hard this season, and he was definitely one of the most dominant drivers here at the beginning of the season. But he kind of fell off going through the season. But it seems like he's started to pick back up now at the end, and he's definitely a lone contender for tonight since he's the forward. Alrighty. Winston Cup Series champion. Who said that, Alec?
Thank you.
All right, do all of our commentators have a invite in the lobby?
Yep.
Yes.
We're good.
Alrighty.
So, Connor, up there in the booth, what do you think are going to be the keys to winning this race today, especially these four championship drivers?
Endurance, just being consistent. And now this race right here can come down if they have long enough green flag runs it's definitely going to be able to come down to pit strategy. But now what do you think about that? I mean, I've done gave my points multiple times so far. What is your opinion on this?
I think some strategies come into play to make sure that you're like either on the same strategy or a better strategy than all your other, championship drivers and everything. And just really, like you said, endurance. Endurance is gonna be a huge thing because you can't, mess up and get yourself back in the back of the pad in that last run. Otherwise, it's gonna be a hard way back.
Yeah, definitely for sure. And alrighty, the race has started. We have a green flag here as they're coming down to turn 2 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And it looks like SlideJob has took the early lead as Swish was in second. Looks like he's fell back now. He's shuffled to the back. Looks like he may have had some problems. We'll figure out what that was. So
for third right now, we have Marker and Uzi side by side. It looks like Jared's gonna push it 3 wide.
It looks like he's trying to get down there. And second, we have second right here, kind of trailing behind SlideJob a little bit. We have a non-playoff contender, Brody, in the 4 car. So I wonder if he's going to be one to maybe upset this field tonight, but I don't know. There's multiple all these drivers here has definitely had speed, half speed, and there could be an upset in the win tonight. But it's
and we already got Jared Albistia passing one of our playoff drivers. He's right behind the 4 car.
Yep, it looks like somebody may have gotten a wall back there a little bit.
That was the 12 of Boots.
Alrighty. Looks like they're starting to mainly, single out here, single file. And other commentators, if you see anything during the race. Oh, yeah.
With 3
wide with the 4 and 32, 52.
32.
Jesus, somebody's into the wall. 43
Yep.
got
Jared
out
finally
of there
got past all that mess, and now let's see if he can run down SlideJob. SlideJob's already got him a nice gap up at the front.
Oh, 4 got the wall a little
still
bit.
on the wall.
Yeah. So, other commentators, if you see any of your drivers, anything in the race, feel free to just butt in, say whatever, anything you feel necessary, important to the to your drivers in the race here.
Man, I tell you what, the number 43 of Jared Albistia, he got through that mess, but he's got the 52 right on his tail as he's trying to chase down our leader, SlideJob. I believe we got a car around. I saw somebody in the back there. I'm not sure who it was.
Oh, let's go back here. Let's try to find. The 4 of Brody got in the wall there. I don't think there's a caution out yet, though. And it looks like he has retired from the race. So, that's unfortunate circumstances. He was running up front there early. Looked like he had a pretty decent car, but it looks like he may have got a lot of damage right there, turning around, going in the wall. So that's unfortunately ended his race. But, he's had a pretty good season so far, so it ain't too much to be upset about. But it definitely sucks to get in this championship race, even if you're not contented, and lose out pretty early.
So, Connor, you being up in the booth and everything, what do you think that, especially the 43, he's got the 52 right on his tail, actually, right now, as we're going into a turn. What is he going to have to do to catch up with our leader, SlideJob, that seems to be dominating so far?
Yeah, it's definitely, he's definitely a little bit behind. SlideJob's pulled away a good bit here. But, he's going to have to find out ways. Now that they're getting a little bit later to run, I say they may even out on speed. But he's going to have to find ways to maybe use that car behind him, the 52, to maybe push him up there if they can work together. But it looks like he's actually maybe closed up the gap a little bit with help from that 52.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the 52 car is being a little partner. He's a non-playoff driver, so maybe he wants to help some of these playoff drivers as we see the 52 car pushing the 43 up the SlideJob.
Let's not forget that 52 car had an amazing race at this track in the Xfinity Series, but unfortunately ended up getting shoved back at the back late in the race. So he's definitely good at this track, and let's see if he can help his playoff driver Jared get back up to lead.
Oh yeah, most definitely. He led quite a few laps there at that race, and he was even leading towards the end. But like you said, he got involved in a late race incident, and that kind of hurt him there, and he could have probably won that race. But I think he's in the Xfinity Championship, so at Phoenix, and which that'll be Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. So.
And I think one of the playoff drivers in that race, Connor?
I am one of the championship drivers, that is correct, and I will have my own view of the race being streamed. So that'll definitely be a good one to look forward to. That's probably not my best track on the circuit, but I do think I could pull out a good car and hopefully get that championship there. But we're not worried about that tonight. We're worried about these Cup drivers.
Now, one interesting thing I would like to bring up to the two that are, watching over this whole race. What happens if the race comes down to points instead of like, the finishing order, as I believe the 52 is side by side with 43 now.
I don't.
52 past them.
It's most definitely gonna come. It's gonna come. If it comes down to that, it's gonna be really interesting, But I don't know, because all these drivers
the points
are fast.
are not counted.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, points aren't counted, but position, if it comes down to that, that's going to be really interesting to watch, because a lot of these drivers, they don't want to just flat out just get it, not winning the race. They want to win this race. They want to be the one holding up the track trophy and the championship trophy. But if it comes down to it, I say it'll definitely add a lot more strategy to it, for sure. But yeah, we just gotta wait till we get there. We're just in the first stage. Anything can happen right now.
Yeah, for sure. Just about anything can happen right now. Looks like Jared tried to get behind the 52 to see if he can maybe push him up to the front. Jared's trying to do as much as he can to not let that 88 drive away.
Yeah, but I think if he can stay in the draft there, that he might be able to stay. But I mean, there's plenty of laps left, because this is a 100% race, And these Cup Series races, most of the season they've been running 50, and this is the only race this year that they're running 100. And so this is definitely going to be. I've said it multiple times over, and I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but it's just going to be endurance, and it's just going to be a complete strategy game. If you stay up front and you stay near each other, if all the championship 4 drivers can stay near each other, it's just going to be. It's going to be a great battle to see, for sure, overall. We're going to go back through the field here and looking. Uzi has passed the 3rd place driver here, the 2nd place championship driver. Right now, Jared 43. It looks like Jared is trying to find a way to get around him. We're going to move back through the field. It looks like MrSlideJob1996 Swish coming back here. I can't tell what place he's in. I think he's currently 3rd in the championship run, right behind. I'm talking, the 4th in the race, and then he's right behind Jared. Actually, looks like they're catching. He's getting help from that car behind him. Is that the 88 of Tev, or not the 88? My apologies. The 10. I cannot tell. It may be, but he looks like he's starting to catch. So if them 4 drivers right there could form a 4-car pack, they could easily catch the leader of Slide Job there. Let's go on back. Sparkly Marker back here. He's kind of lost a little bit of track. It looks like he may have a little bit of damage where he got in the wall earlier, so that could be hurting him. But
yeah, I'm getting reports that he's a little tight right now.
Alrighty, so that definitely plays a major role in what's going on with him. A little bit of damage at this track. You don't want it, because I mean you're going to be taking these corners. These corners are they're flat, but where they're so wide, where these cars have so much grip, you can hold them almost wide open all the way around. So definitely getting damage, especially on the front end right there where he is. That's going to tighten that car up and really hurt your aerodynamics of the car. So it's going to make it a lot harder to navigate this track.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like Swish and Jared are side by side for 3rd and down the front stretch.
Yeah, we got a battle heating up there. Alrighty. Oh no, I was wrong. That's the 41 of Merkel man who was pushing Swish earlier. Yeah, Tev is a little bit farther back from him. He's the one who's in front of Sparkly right now. So maybe those two can work together. He can help pull Sparkly up there to the front, and we'll just see what happens. The Slide Job looks like he's lost a little bit of the gap, but he's still maintaining that lead so far going into the race deeper. So that's definitely a strong car he's got at this track, and all these drivers have been putting in practice, but it looks like his is starting to pay off for right now. But it's early in the race, and we'll just see what happens as it goes on.
And right now, as slide job, would you think that you feel like comfortable with the gap behind you, or are you going to be pushing it, trying to just make that gap even bigger, or like stay in your rhythm, or kind of loosen up a little bit while you can?
Well, early in the race like this, these first two stages, the points and winning them really don't matter. But I'd say for sure he's looking at that gap, and even if he sees it just close up a little bit, he's seeing those 3 cars behind him, and 2 of them are championship drivers. And then he's seen the 52 of Uzi, who was really strong in the Xfinity cars. That's definitely going to be a scary sight, because if those 3 can get together and get a little pack going and catch him, that's really going to hurt him. So I say he's pushing it probably as hard as he can to make the gap pretty wide here in the early stages of the race.
Yeah, sure, it's definitely a long race here, but I mean, the longer you can relax or whatever, have that gap, it definitely feels a lot better as a driver.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I tell you what, just watching my driver down here, man, the whole front pack has separated from the rest of the field. I mean, look at the gap.
Yeah, for sure. They've got together, but they've got together, definitely pulled away. And that's the effects of the draft at this track. That shows you really how strong it is. If you can get even just a 2-car pack going, and they can pull away, and they can run so much faster around this track than most people. If just the smallest amount of draft can help lap times and speed at this track tremendously. So that's definitely playing a huge factor. But it looks like the 43 of Jared has got separated a little bit from those other 2.
Yeah,
so,
the other 2 up there pushing hard, trying to catch slide. It looks like they've closed that gap significantly so far. I mean, we'll see if they continue to do so.
52 got in a while a little bit. Allowed the 34 Swish to pass him. Swish is now up in second place. Looking to take that lead, chase down the leader, 88 slide job.
Yep. If Uzi can hang on here and give Swish a push, they might be able to get up there and catch slide job and into this ring of dominance.
Oh yeah, for sure. So let's ask some of these commentators, who's just focusing on my driver. Let's go on ahead and let's ask Liberty, about Marker here, who's been sitting in the more back of the pack after getting a little bit of damage. Let's ask, how has Marker been performing so far? How's his car look like it's been handling? Just how's his race been going that you've seen so far?
Right now I'm getting reports his car's tight, but I'm definitely seeing the tightness in it, and he's getting a little loose off of some of the corners, but I believe once he gets to pit road, get some adjustments in the car, and get forward fresh Goodyears on there, he'll be making his way back to the front.
Yeah, for sure. And we're definitely looking forward to see how each of these drivers can play this race out.
That's
so let's go to
really important here.
So let's go to Arkham here with Jared watching. So he's fell back from the second and third place car, and they had a little 3-car pack going. But how's he been doing so far this race? How's he been handling?
Well, I mean, he had a great restart. He got into a little bit of trouble early, got past that situation, and then ever since it just seems like his car has been falling off. So definitely pay attention to some pit road adjustments when it comes to pitting time.
Yeah, for sure. I say a lot of these drivers are going to need some adjustments. They've got here, and some of them's practiced. Some of them's practiced in the draft. I mean, I've been watching, and they've not been in the draft, so they're definitely going to try to adjust to how their car's handling right now. It looks like the 52 is trying to take. Looks like he got a little loose. Looked like he was trying to take the second place spot from the 34 Swish there. He lost a little bit, but now it looks like everybody's about separated now, just single file. So it's definitely pretty interesting. So let's ask let's ask Alec, Swish, we've been watching him, here in second place, but how do you feel he's been going on so far this race, and Do you think he's going to be able to catch the 88 by the end of this stage here?
Well, if the 52 was willing to work with him there, they definitely could have caught Slide Job pretty quick. But I'm not sure what happened on the start where Team Swish went to the back, but he did. Started up near the front, and it's been quite an impressive run through the field. I think that 34 Hot Rod is quite fast, so he'll be one to watch for this race. I'm not sure if he'll be able to catch Slide Job by himself. If he gets into his draft, he will. But everybody, you can see the front is separated, so it might be a little bit slow going now.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I tell you what, I hate to interrupt everybody, but the 43 car of Jared has slowly crept his way up to the back of the 52 car, and it looks like he could pass him in a couple of laps or so.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to view that now. If he can get that draft, he could probably slingshot himself past him, or maybe slingshot himself for the draft at 34. And I say if you even get these playoff drivers, if you can get those top 3 playoff drivers together here, you could definitely see some major speed trying to catch that 88, because I know that they may be racing against each other here, but they're going to try and work together just so they can put each other up front and have a clean race at the end. I'd feel like, but you know, I mean, tensions are high, so anything can happen here. But
Man, 43 closing up fast behind the 52. Sorry for interrupting you. Oh, he looks like he's going to the side of him right here. Could he pass him coming off of this turn? Yes, he did. He passed him cleanly. Now he's in front of the 52.
Yep, that was a good pass there by the 43. So let's see if they can, see if the 52 might get his mind straight here a little bit. He might want to help that 43 if he realizes that he's faster than him.
That 43 and 52 draft, they might be able to catch the 34 and then maybe even Slide Job. But that's a long ways down the road. I mean, they really got to get hooked up and going if they want that to happen.
Yeah, for sure. And it's definitely going to be interesting to watch. So we can see what happens here. All right. Slide Job, we got a lap count. Alright.
So, Alec, I got a question for you. Do you have a certain estimated lap that these guys are going to start coming in to pit?
So fuel numbers, you can get about 40 laps out of a tank, which is almost the entire stage, but those tires will start to hurt after 20, 30 laps, so good driver going slow, you could probably stretch the tires the full distance of the tank, but I wouldn't be surprised if these guys pit relatively soon. Listening to the onboards, they're definitely throttling the cars around the corners. I'm watching Swish, he's starting to get loose.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like
that
Swish
definitely
is,
played a big part. And my bad, you can go on. I'll cut you off.
I was just saying, I definitely think that Swish has been pushing his car a lot, trying to catch Slide Job, and in turn he's burned the tires off of it.
Yep, definitely. And you know, they're coming now to 29 laps to go. So they've run 30, not 30, my apologies. They've run 21 laps this race so far. So, you know, this is okay, and we said, oh, 43.
43 heading down pit road. Jared is coming down pit road.
Yep. So that definitely may start a trend here of, you know, drivers starting to come back, especially these playoff drivers trying to stay with the close contention together, trying to keep it on the same strategy. I say if one of them sees the other one going, that might happen, but especially the leader, you know, the 88 Slide Job, if they see him going, they'll probably definitely head down with him. But, so.
Now my question
looks like Swish is
is
closing in a Slide Job. His pit stops are right around the corner.
My question is, you know, with Jared looking like he's the first car on pit road and the first championship driver on first down pit road, do you think this is going to hurt him, or is this going to give him a slight advantage?
You know, it could definitely give him an advantage, for sure, but it just depends. You know, you can go ahead, Peyton, there and explain it if you want to.
I was just going to say that it depends on how long these other guys stay out.
Team Swish is in Slide Job's draft. He's catching them.
So
there we go. That's interesting.
Swish is.
Jared's just now coming back out of the pits. He's going to go a lap down.
Jared had a little bit of trouble on the access road.
Normally you don't go a lap down on Indianapolis.
If Jared stays
Yeah,
in
but
these
where he
leaders to
may
the
have
draft,
fell.
they'll help him a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Now he's on fresher tires, so he should catch him through these first few corners while they're getting ready to go to the pits.
Whoa! Swish saved it.
But oh yeah, he got a little loose there. Looks like Jared's about to get to the back of him. But definitely for sure, where you usually don't go a lap down to this track pitting, but you know where I guess it's just where he fell off a little bit. But he should when he comes back around, he'll unlap himself, and he's gaining on slide job right now. So he may even
little Uzi coming out
come
of the
up
pits.
take second place or even keep it third whenever they cycle back around. But we'll see what happens.
And as Uzi coming off pit road, I wonder if that's going to have.
So.
Merkel man on pit road.
Yep. So let's ask a commentator here. Fam, you know, you've been pretty quiet here, so we're going to have to ask you, what is your perspective of this race, man? What have you been thinking so far, as you've seen? What do you think's going? How has it been playing out so far, from your opinion?
From the looks of the race, from what I've been seeing on all the views, we got SlideJob who went out early and made a big gap. I'm assuming that he's probably getting near the end of his tires here. He's kind of wearing them down and getting the gap closed up now. As for Jared, he made that early pit stop. In my experience, usually the first guy in is the first guy in first place again, depending on the track and how everyone enters and when they enter. So it may pay off, it may not. We'll see if that gamble works. As for Swish in the back, I don't know what happened, or not Swish, I'm sorry. Sparkly Marker, what happened to him, I'm unsure. Kind of a break, but hopefully at the end of the stage he can regroup and get his car fixed up and ready to go back out for stage 2.
I believe he's going to be pitting.
And you know, the 43 unlapped itself right there before the slide job went to the pits. And you know, Indy has one of the longest pit roads, and out of all the tracks that you know these drivers go to. And Jared's right now he's exiting turn 1. You know, do you think does anybody here think that he can get back around and maybe possibly take the lead from slide job before he gets out of the pits?
It's going to be incredibly close.
It's going to be
for sure.
really close.
It's gonna be really close based on what Slide gets and if he gets full fuel or not, and if he ends up having a strategy on tires to finish out the stage or not.
So has Swish made it to pit road yet, or is he
Swish stayed out and is holding on down the lead right now, but he's losing time to Jared.
That's definitely
these guys still on track.
Yeah, that's definitely kind of an interesting call. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's losing too much time staying out.
Alright, so slide job looks like he's just coming out now.
It's gonna be a race to the line here.
Yep.
It's like they
see here.
Get it. Ooh.
Yeah, he's gonna get it maybe. Just barely. They're coming around. Jared's coming around.
Gonna be a drag race down the backstretch.
It looks like Jared's gonna have the momentum.
Ooh.
He's gonna get side and pass him, clear him. Alrighty.
And Uzi's
so that
right
shook
there with
things
him.
up a little bit. Yep.
Uzi passes
that's definitely
as well.
Short pitting worked.
Ooh. Yep.
But remember,
that's definitely
Slide's got them new tires, so it won't be too long before he's back on his bumper.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, it looks like we've lost
Swish
the commentator.
is still out on the track. I don't know what Swish is doing, but I mean he's losing a lot of time. Those
Team Swish
now
is
all
staying
two
out
are hooked
still.
up.
Yep, so that's definitely an interesting strategy, you know. Looks like we got
another sparkling marker.
Yep. Looks like we got a non-playoff driver, Boots, coming down pit road. He looks like he got a little bit of damage, I guess, from some contact. So we'll see what happens there. And I'm surprised none of these other non-playoff drivers, you know, has made it down pit road, or at least not as many of them. And I'll tell you one big shocker too, Marker, where he got behind so far that time, after getting that damage. I'm surprised he kind of didn't, you know, play along with Jared's strategy, maybe, you know, and go down pit road. But he hasn't pit either, so I'm really wondering, you know, just what's going on, what kind of strategy these drivers playing here. There's definitely
Swish
a lot
is coming down pit road.
At the same time, Big Belly, you gotta remember, even though he's got damage, that's gonna take extra time on a green flag pit stop, so that might not be something he's looking to do. Wait, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And Sparkly Marker stays out.
And he's out. So how many laps we got to go here? I mean, because if it's only like 10, looking at maybe a splash and go for a switch here, you think? Like no tires and just get it back
Now
out
that
there?
Swish is
since he-
pitted, who does that put into the lead?
I believe Sparkly Marker has cycled to the lead.
No, I think
It's
he
Merkel,
was.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep, I
Damn.
just got confirmation. Sparkly Marker is your leader.
Well, that definitely shakes it. Alrighty then. That's interesting. So I guess it may
That's-
have worked out for him. For right.
Slide
And that's
jobs
something you kind of
battling right now
expect with the rough start in the beginning for him.
Yeah, for sure.
If you can't catch him on raw speed with the damage, maybe throw a little strategy and get yourself
Swish
back
is now
into it,
leaving
so.
turn 1 off the pits.
Yeah, so I say he's probably been banking, on caution. And if caution comes out, that's going to keep him up there, for sure. But eventually though, here soon, I'd say he's definitely going to have to go because I say his car is getting pretty rough to handle here.
Swish got the
Contact at the
draft.
front.
And
88
slide
through the
job got
grass.
shoved.
That's going to help Swish out.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like
Yep.
the 52 of Uzi put him down through the grass. Uzi's playing real aggressive here, so. Yeah. So he's probably wanting to make up. I guess he's probably still a little mad over the Xfinity race here. He's probably
That was
wanting to make
Jared
up
that
some.
did that.
Jared put him in.
Yes, Jared.
I believe
that
it was Jared from
Yes,
Tate
Swish's
is
Jared.
on
They're
there.
battling
Looked like
for
the
what would
purple
be
car.
the lead after pit cycles. And
Looks like Uzi's tempting to pass Janet. He does. Going into turn
Uzi
one.
to the lead.
Looks like they may got a little contact going in there.
I think SlideJob got some damage from that thing.
As
He
much
seems
as
to
I
be
was
falling off a
unsure
little
about
bit.
Swish's strategy, it seems to have worked out for the most part.
Yeah,
he's
for
right
sure.
there in that lead pack.
Alrighty, guys, I am back. Sorry for the connection issues. That was
You're all right. Just glad to have you.
threw me a curveball.
Well, Sparkly Marker is still your leader as it comes down the backstretch.
Alright, so what
here.
did I
He's,
miss?
I believe is the only driver that hasn't pitted yet.
Yeah, so it's definitely. I assume he probably, trying to go on strategy, maybe hoping to get a caution. But, it's definitely interesting to see how they're playing these different things out.
And so looking behind him, I'm not seeing anyone fairly close to him at all. So
Swish underneath Jared for second.
So it looks like.
I'm hearing the closest car to him is in turn 2. So most likely coming down the back and right now.
Yeah, you got like a little pack right here. It looks like Uzi where he passed Jared.
He's pulling away.
Yeah, he's pulling away. There's like a little 4-car pack, I think.
I'm hearing
behind
Lil
him there.
Uzi is in second place.
Yep. So I guess
Once
whenever
Marker pits, these
Marker.
guys should take
Yep.
over the lead.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's definitely shook things up a little bit. Uzi passing
Yep.
Jared for the lead here. So that's a non-playoff driver in the lead. And it looks like these playoff drivers here, the 88 and the 43 and 34, and even throwing in Merkelman in the 41, another non-playoff driver. They've made up a little pack, and they're trying to catch that soon-to-be leader of the 52 of Uzi. So,
Swish is running him down right now. He's closed up at least a couple tenths that
There's
last lap.
something
He was
wrong with
hauling.
the 43.
Yep, sure.
Yeah,
He
the
just
43's
came
on
out of the
old tires.
turn, he was going in the grass, he was doing everything.
I do believe Jared pitted first, so he might be wearing those tires
think-
out.
I think his tires are about shot at this point.
Yep, for sure. It looks like 52's starting to maintain that gap there between the 34.
Yep. Looks like
I
they're
do
about to be in
believe
that
Swish
draft.
has his draft, though. He's just about there.
Also, Uzi's still on those old tires he pitted about when Jared did, so I wonder how long his tires are going to last him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like you said, yeah, I could tell. The 34
Yep,
definitely
he's in
got
the
his
draft.
He's closed up. Yep, he's closed up that time. It looks like he may be going his outside for the pass here on the back stretch. He's there. Looks like he's going to clear him right here. Getting ready to go
Uzi
into
didn't
turn
fight
3.
that too hard.
Nope.
Nope.
And, these non-playoff drivers, definitely want to try and show a little bit of respect to these championship drivers. But I know that they're still hungry for the win, especially the 52 right there, Uzi. Not getting his chance in Xfinity.
Yeah, Uzi's been able to stay in that draft, looks like, so he's still holding on.
Yeah, for sure. And they could be contending right here for this stage win, which could add. It's just, even though, like I said to these playoff drivers, it's not really important. The stage ain't but 90. It's still a stat. I mean, you got a stage win. That's an extra stat, a little bit more bragging rights.
Also,
You could say.
you also could set you up to pull out front.
And it's just
on
one
this
more
next stage.
little thing to jab at the fellow opponents.
43 into the
43.
wall, going everywhere. His tires are completely shot at this point.
Yeah, that definitely is not a good sign to see for him.
Do we have a lap count?
$35 of 50. So that means they got. So they come with
Anywhere
36.
from
Jared is coming down pit road.
That is not. Alrighty. Looks like the 43 getting reports there. His battery is starting to, and his car is starting to go out on him. So that's not too good. That's going to take a while to change, and he'd probably go a lap down if and some more.
Yeah.
Because he could have only had about 10 laps on
too many cars a lap down. So coming to the stage and he might get lucky enough to get that lucky dog.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe Marker might actually be competing for it, because as long as Marker stayed out, how much ground do you think he's lost?
Well, with the amount of time Marker has stayed out, Marker is going to have probably a option of things he could do when he comes down pit road. He could go with 2 tires, or he could go with 4. It's going to be dependent on how he's feeling with his car.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Swish and Uzi just straight pulled away from the slide job, and I think that's Merkel back there. They were trying to work together.
And there comes Jared out. Yep, he is 1 lap down. The leader's there.
Man, I tell you what, Jared, when he comes out of pit road, he scares me a little bit, because he messes up coming out of the little road there, and he just goes everywhere, and it always scares me because I think he's going to spin out.
Alrighty, so that makes your official leader as of right now 34 forward of Team Swish.
32 hasn't pitted yet.
Well, I'm talking
32 still the leader.
32 hasn't pitted, but he's going to have to pit sometime. So whenever he does pit, that's going to cycle
green
him
flag,
up.
yeah.
Yep.
The current
He's still.
But Sparkling Marker has stayed out another lap, so his car must not be handling too badly. Might
Do
be
we know
good
how
for that strategy.
Is Jared a lap down, or what?
Yeah, Jared's a lap down.
Yep. I don't know. That's definitely interesting. Just an interesting strategy staying out this long. He stayed out. You know what? Close to almost 40 laps. So it's definitely surprising that he's run that long here.
Yeah. He's getting
Sorry,
close to the
Crossing line right
run.
now. Where is Marker?
That's I know Marker's not too happy with his car right now, so that's why you're seeing this strategy run here of him just trying to run it out as much as he can. So
Yeah,
he's
for sure.
definitely looking forward to that pit road. I just think he's trying to hold off for as long as possible.
Yep. And as the laps are winding down here, it looks like Swish has pulled away from Oak. Everybody started to separate now. And you got a little pack going there with the lap down car of Jared. And in front of him is the 88 of Slide Job, who is currently at 4th place. And then the 41 of Merkel behind him.
No chance.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where Sparkmark will come out, because he'll have those fresh tires, but will be enough to make up all that time that he's lost to leaders.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I'm getting reports that 32's coming down pit road this time.
Alrighty, so we're going to see how that turns out for him, as Team Swish is now coming down the backstretch. He's currently in 2nd place. So we're going to see where Marker shuffles out at. See what happens here.
Yeah, obviously we were wrong
Hearing
to second guess
reports
Swish
that
on that
the
pit
last
strategy.
pit stop, Swish made a couple adjustments to the car, and he really likes it now. So that's something to be feared of the other drivers. He's rolling.
Yeah, definitely. He looks really strong right now too. So looks like he's pulled away from the rest of the field. He's just hauling right there right now.
And
He
he's
is
officially
past 32.
And as expected.
Now, one
Officially
thing that I
lead.
found interesting, I know Jarrett just passed Slide Job now, a lap down, but it seemed like for a little while he was bump drafting with him. Was that just to get around him, or was he trying to test something on his car?
Midnight Peak, I'll let you answer that. Do we have him?
Do we have what?
I was going to let you answer that question that Arkham asked there.
I don't. I think
Repeat the
he's
question.
trying to maybe see how he's if his car can actually push well later in the run, or maybe he's just trying to help SlideJob out, and maybe hoping for a favor later off in the race, making some friends early. Hopefully it might pay off. Late race situation.
It's too early in the race to make enemies. Try and make all the.
You
friends
got
you
something
can.
good, buddy?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm getting reports that Sparkly Marker has made some well-needed adjustments, and he's a lot happier with his car right now. So definitely at the end of this stage, look forward to him battling up there.
Oh yeah, definitely. And so we'll see here. How many laps we
And he
got
does
left on
the
the stage?
freshest tires.
No. Alright. Coming to 9 laps
Coming
left
in
on the
that
stage.
go.
Yep. Alrighty, so let's see here. Fam, let's ask you in Midnight Peak here. What's your two's opinions? Just pretty much, I guess, just give us a nice summary, of how this first stage went. I mean, obviously we've sit here and watched it, but what, from your two's perspective, what is your all's opinions on stage 1 so far?
So far I think it's been kind of a little bit of a test run to see who's faster, how the cars can run, and I think also they're testing out pitch strategy, seeing what they can do with their cars, and seeing how fast stuff wears out, how much fuel gets depleted. Looks like MrSlideJob's been running pretty dang strong today. Swish has been all right. Sparkly, I hear that he's got new setup in his car that he's happy with, so maybe we'll see some things in the later stages here from him. Uzi, he's been kind of hanging around with the front runners there, I've been noticing. That's been pretty nice to see, although he's not in the championship race. And Jared, it looks like he was doing good, but that early pitch strategy ended up not paying off, as looks like he kind of got loose and something happened with his battery.
Yeah, for sure.
But I tell you what, it proves a good testament to his team, how quick they got that battery in his car again, and he's running smooth for the most part right now.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely a huge part of this race here. Just how well these pit teams can, get their car cycled through the pits and back out on the track. And so that's definitely just a huge part of this race, and can definitely determine a winner here at this track. So Midnight Peak, I asked you too. So what's your opinions here on the
I
the
think
race
really
so far?
I learned a lot about pit strategy and stuff. Like, I think we've learned so far with Jared, as we saw, don't pit too early, otherwise your tires are going to be gone and you can't control your car. And also with the marker, don't pit too late, otherwise, he's not in the picture anymore. He's way back in the back because he pitted so late. So you got to find that middle ground where your car's going to be just right.
Yeah, definitely. But some circumstances though, you may have to pit late, you may have to pit early. Like Libert was saying, he had Sparkly had damage from earlier incident in the race, and this is just the first stage too. But now later in this race, even in the next stage, you might want to kind of keep it to more to where you're staying with the other playoff drivers throughout the pits. But if like where he got damage, you may be banking for a caution. It may be, you can stay out in the front if you do that. But it just varies really on how your team is playing out so far and how the race has gone for you.
Speaking of cautions, Alec, what is the general caution summary here at Indianapolis?
It's really hard to say. After the Xfinity Series set a record for cautions, the Cup cars, as you can see, they get spread out. So we could go the first 2 stages caution free, and then it really comes down to executing on pit road and having a fast car the whole time. So this will be interesting. I think we'll at least make it through half of stage 2 without a caution.
I believe the
Looks like
cautions will definitely come restarts. Those will be the things to watch, especially with the playoff
Really
drivers.
coming to the end of the stage here soon.
Maybe take risks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So definitely keep an eye on them restarts.
Yep. So it looks like we're coming to 5 to go here in the stage. The Swish is coming across the line. So
Swish with a lap car in front of him.
Yep, I got you.
Something to think about real quick. Right now, Swish is catching Boots. If Swish keeps Boots a lap down, that means that Jared will no longer have his free pass, which will be a huge thing. It will trap Jared lap down.
Yeah, that could definitely hurt him a lot there. And so we're coming to 4 to go here in the stage. Swish is coming through turn 3, I believe. So, and now down into 4. This has definitely been a pretty interesting race to watch so far, with lots of strategies and different ways these drivers are playing with this race at this track. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out again. So we'll see. But we're going to go back now, driver to driver at the end of this first stage, and we'll do it again at the end of the second stage, so on. So Saxy, how so far? Can you sum up? How has SlideJob's race been so far this first stage? What do you think he's done so far that's good? What do you think he could have improved on?
I definitely think he did good, especially at the beginning of the stage with the long lead that he had out until the pit strategy started coming in hand. And I think that kind of set him back compared to other drivers that may have had a better pit strategy. And I still have good faith in him that he's still got a good chance at this.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And Libert, same for you. What about Marker?
Despite the early damage and the early struggles with Sparkly, he didn't have quite the car he was hoping for at the start. I believe he's got what he's looking for now, so I definitely am believing he'll be up there before the end of this.
Yeah, for sure. He's showed speed, and that unfortunate mistake there at the beginning. But I definitely believe he's one of the top contenders here, and he's worked his butt off to get here, and he ain't gonna just let it go to waste at the beginning of the race. And we got a lap and a half left to go here in stage 1, so we'll see what happens here. And we're just gonna go on down the list. Arkham. What about Jared? Same question. What has he done so far? What could he have improved on?
Well, I think he can improve in many things. Obviously he tested the waters. With the pit stop that he did earlier, that didn't really, go to plan. It wasn't successful. So, I think this first stage for him is just a test run. And I think as we continue on with the second and final stage, I believe he's going to be a driver that's going to be there at the end and compete with these other championship drivers. He always has in every race that I've watched.
Yeah, definitely. And just going down the list right here, as Swish is coming completely just by itself, separated, coming down to turn 4 to get the stage win.
Interesting strategy. He's slowing up to let Boots back by.
That is interesting. I think we heard earlier that Boots is 2 laps down. So if he could just keep 1 lap down, that's going to keep Jared 1 lap down. And that's going to give Boots the free pass and Jared is one of his other playoff contenders. So
We'll have to see how it goes because Jared was the car right behind Boots, so I'm not sure how this
all right,
is
so
going to all
stage 1
cycle
is
out.
over. Stage 1 is over, and Swish is your winner of the cheer.
In dominating fashion.
Alrighty, rounding out your top 3. It's
Long way to go, Marco.
Swish,
Get what you need
SlideJob,
going.
88, and then
Ready to dig
Merkel, I
deep.
believe, at 3rd in the 41. So, Alec, real quick, we're going ahead and ask you, Swish, how obviously he's won. He's had a dominant car so far. He's flew out away from everybody. How's his first stage went? So, what do you think?
Besides his little hiccup at the beginning going to the back, he worked his way back through the field and he's absolutely motored away. I wasn't sure on his strategy. He didn't stay out too long like Marker. He stayed out just long enough and managed to come right back out into the pack and work his way through them and just absolutely left the rest of the field. He's got quite the fast car. He's just got to keep up with the adjustments and keep up with the rest of the field because they're only going to get better. So we'll see what happens on this restart here. I'm not sure how it's going to go with a pack of cars around him.
Yep, definitely. All right, so it did. So it seems like Jared did get the free pass. As we're starting to go back. So Boots is on the car lap down. So that definitely opens up opportunity for Jared to fix what has happened there. And we're going green here in stage 2. Whose mic is dying?
It's Arcane.
Oracle, are you here? Oracle.
Sancho's up there right on Swish's bumper trying to find a way to pass them as Merkel goes the inside of Slide and down behind Swish. He's going to clear him as also Uzi. Uzi almost got below Slide. Looking for something there.
Okay, there we go. It's fixed now. Somewhat, I think. Nope.
Merkel's up here.
We're having
all over
difficulties
the back
here.
bumper Swish looking for a hole.
2 non-playoff drivers get up into the mix in the top 4.
Starting to have a 4-car breakaway up here.
Alrighty, there we go. Now we've got that fixed. Sorry about that little interruption there from the microphone's been messing up. So, alright, it looks like we got a strong 4-car pack right here. Consisting of Swish, Merkel, Slide, and Uzi, 2 playoff drivers.
It's like Jared's trying to catch that pack, and Jared and Marker are trying to catch that pack, get that track.
Marker's all over the back bumper of Jared right now. It looks like he might be. Yep, Sparkly is pushing to try and catch those cars up there. So some contenders working together here in this case.
Oh, 52 slow in the turn. And Jared had to back up a little. Oh, he hit the wall.
Uh-oh, in the wall.
It's going to shuffle him
like
back.
Swish is starting to put a few car
was not Jared's fault. That car in front of him backed him up a little bit, and he had to brake check it.
Yeah, that's not good. He's having some tough luck so far.
Merkel, SlideJob, and User, all 3 just bunched up on the straightaways, and they're wheeling Swish back in.
Oh,
whoa! Car got
Uzi got into the apron there. It looked like up into the wall.
Looked like now they formed back together and got a little space. Wish we'll start to put some car
Sounds
lifts
like
on
that
there.
was
Oh,
a
Merkel,
little connection issue on Uzi's side.
That was a little rough there. They got a little touch. They're formed back
You know,
up
this
now.
may not necessarily be bad for Jared because he may be watching the cars up there, and with all that action going on, he may be saying like, "Ooh, man, they're getting a little rowdy up there. I may have a chance."
Yeah, for sure. It looks like the 88 SlideJob's worked his way up into second now, and he's starting to look to chase down that 34 Swish.
Looks like
So
the
we're gonna-
roles are reversed between SlideJob and Swish.
Yeah,
From
definitely
stage
from the
one to
first
stage
stage
two.
here. Yeah, it's definitely a whole lot different. Alrighty, so we're gonna have a little, I guess, promotion type here for the league. We're gonna tell you all what this league right here is really about. You know, it offers a lot of good racing. First 2 seasons that it's been here, and I've been in multiple leagues, and this is by far the best I've been in. cleanest, best preset league on Xbox. Free to join. We don't turn anybody away. We have actually just started a development league that is run by our very own here commentary, Fam here, and he can tell you a little bit about that.
Slide job to lead.
If he's here. Fam, you here?
Yep.
Alrighty, well, if you wouldn't mind, could you tell us a little bit about the development league that we've just got started here for this?
Hold on.
For this,
Repeat that. A lot of people got talking in the comments here.
Yeah,
Yep.
word that the 12 car Boots is retired.
Boots is retired. That is not too good for him, but he's not a playoff driver. He's had a good season so far too, but that's
Sparkly
for
Marco
him.
just passed Merkel for 4th.
It's alright though.
But
Sucks
yeah,
to see
back
him
to the
get out.
promotion of the league.
Yeah, I was waiting on Fam there. I was going to ask him a little bit. We can
I'm
come
sorry.
back to him whenever he's ready.
Go ahead.
Are you ready
I'm
now?
Go for it.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
I just
I
want
just
to
couldn't
ask
hear
a
you.
little bit. Yeah, you're fine. Just want to ask a little bit, about the development league, that we've got started here for this league. We don't turn anybody away. If we host tryouts, if somebody wants to join the league, we'll give them a tryout. And even if they don't pass it, we won't turn them away. We'll turn them down to the development league, that's being run here. And so if it's it'll help you really grow if you're new to this, if you're new to league racing or just new to this game overall. It'll help you grow your skills, and, just get better at racing overall. But, Fam, why don't you just tell a little bit about it, how it's run and stuff.
Alright, so for the development league, basically we started, it's pretty young. It's in its infancy right now. And then I ended up meeting SlideJob. We started a little bit of talking and ended up conjoining the two. So anybody that needed some assistance, they could come on down. If there's other people that still need more assistance, we might not race them in our league, but we'll still have them practice so they can get more skills on how to do the tracks and what they need to do in general to become better for themselves. We got a pretty big field. At the highest, at one point, we had like 25 guys. Right now, on average, we've been running about 14 to 17 people a race. We're starting week 3 this week, Friday at Texas. We just ended up running Atlanta, and last week we did Homestead. The points are very tight right now. We got a lot of good drivers. I'd say the top 10 are really, really fast. It's been getting developed pretty nicely. Got a lot of social media platforms now: Facebook, Discord, Twitch, Mixer. Got a lot of drivers that are also involved in the league that are helping out with stats and broadcasts and other things. It's a pretty nice thing to see, and I'm glad to be a part of the Winston Cup League and going to be racing in it here this coming season.
Alrighty,
Along
yeah,
with
we're definitely
many other drivers as well from our
Yep.
development league.
Yeah, we're definitely glad to hear that. And we have over 60 plus drivers signed up across the Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series. And the trucks race as of right now. They race on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern. Cups on Mondays at 8. Obviously, here we're racing, and then Xfinity on Wednesday at 8. But and this is our last week. This regular season. Last night we crowned a truck champion, Libert 58. So tonight we're going to be crowning the Cup, and Wednesday Xfinity, and then after this week, starting next week, next Sunday in the trucks, the preseason races for the season 3 of the. Now, and this is the last week too that this league is going to be called Winston Cup. It's going to be changed the name to Fast Family Racing. After this week, after Wednesday night, that name is going to go into effect. And so we'll be starting the preseason to our season 3. And that's going to be 1 week long. And then right after that, we're going to have 13 weeks of a summer series. And then this fall, that's going to end sometime about in August, around that time. And we're going to start our next 30-week full regular season and coming up this fall. So that's going to be real fun to see and watch. I can't wait for it to start. But just I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hand it over to Midnight Peak and Arkham here, and they can talk a little bit about this league coming up. We're welcoming. You all can go ahead and say, we're welcoming sponsors to come on in and sponsor this league, and you all can just go ahead and say, what else we're really offering here at this in this great league.
This league's awesome. I mean, like, we all have a lot of fun racing with each other. We race each other hard, and we have a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, we're all still like friends, and we're family. Like, we're not like all upset over the race and everything. We race each other clean. We race with respect. That's the biggest thing I feel like about this league. We all race with respect. And like you said, the 60+ drivers. I mean, with all that drivers, there's a lot of talent in this league. Like, it challenges you. Like, you can't just be like, all right, I put in like 5 minutes of practice, I'm good. It's like more like you better be putting in hours of practice, because everyone here is really fast, and you just have to, keep practicing if you want to be competitive. And it's just really awesome being a competitive atmosphere like this league, and especially be it more like a family atmosphere too. So I've really enjoyed my time in this league.
Yes, for sure, most definitely. And Arkham, what is your take on this league? You can offer some more insight on the league and what all goes on here.
Well, this league is absolutely amazing, and it's not just the facts that Midnight just said. Talking a little bit about myself here, I am the person that runs the commentary department, so that you can get commentary like we're doing tonight for you guys, for this championship race. And we're always looking for new commentators to come on board. It doesn't matter if you have a good voice or not. Literally all you have to qualify is be able to talk. But it's really amazing, because how I joined this league. I was racing in another league, and I just started to see that it was falling apart. There wasn't really any organization to the league. And so, one day, SlideJob, one of your championship drivers here tonight, said, hey, I got a league that's up and running, and we're really organized. And I took his offer, and first of all, I was, trying out for the driving section, and I just didn't feel like I would be a good driver at first. So I was like, is there any other position in this league that I could have? And he was like, yeah, I mean, we're looking for commentators. And that's how I got into the commentating business here. But this league is amazing. The quality, the family, the friendship in this league is absolutely amazing. And yours truly, starting this preseason and for the summer league, is going to be starting in the truck series. So that will be exciting to be in.
Yeah, most definitely. We're glad to have you here too. Especially just commentating these races. That fills a big gap in what we need for this league. We appreciate that, and we appreciate everybody here right now. They all play big parts in this league. We got drivers in this league. Many people. Everybody here just plays a big part in this league. So, but going on.
One of the biggest NASCAR Heat 4 leagues out there too.
Yeah, definitely. Best, cleanest, and probably the biggest preseason. We got well over 400 likes on Facebook. A bunch, or well over 400, 500, I think, even last time I checked, maybe. But we got a YouTube channel. We get tons of views. We're starting to get more and more views. I shouldn't say tons, but we're starting to get more and more views on there, on Twitch, Twitter. We got Twitter. People's posting on there every day, and Instagram's going to be up after this Wednesday. I'm pretty sure. I think at least by next week. And we even got one of our own drivers. Merkel Man, the 41, driving in this race. He has started a dirt series league. It's called Blur Racing League Dirt Series. Blur Dirt Racing League on the Tony Stewart racing game. So that's interesting. If anyone wants to join that, go on ahead, contact him. But everybody's welcome here. We're looking for sponsors currently. Anybody, if you feel free, like you got a small business and you'd like to get out there a little bit more, we get quite a bit of viewing, and we wouldn't mind having you sponsoring some races, the whole series. You know, and we're welcome to anybody, and we'd just like to accept. We'd accept anybody. I mean, any driver, any position, we can feel we're glad to have.
Yeah, and we definitely want to move big with this series. So, if you're looking, if you're a small company and you're looking to get yourself out there and stuff like that, be sure to contact this league. We'll be happy to sponsor you for a couple of races. Shoot, we'll be happy to name a whole series after you. So, if you're looking for something, a way to get your company out there, by all means, contact the league owner, and we'll get you set up and stuff like that. It would be amazing to help a company grow and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. But I think that's about enough for the promotion. We might mention a few more things. No, I'm joking, but we're gonna get back to the race now, and it looks like Swish is still in the lead here. He's put a little gap on the second place car of Slide Job. It looks like Uzi's trying to push him and help him up back to the lead, but Swish is just he's starting to dominate so far in this race.
One thing to watch out for is look at that 32 car. He's been slowly creeping up this entire run. He has not have draft this entire run, and he's been able to keep up with all three of these guys up here drafting each other. So he's coming. And it's just something to watch
definitely.
out for.
And then that adjustment he made during the pits there, as we heard from his reporter, has definitely looked like it's helped him. And then the fourth championship driver here, Jared, he's right there from the beginning where he had that little mishap. He's shuffled back. Looks like he's kind of just stayed steady back here, farther back in the pack.
Yeah, just watching Jared here, as you mentioned his name, he hasn't really been moving up. He's been, being really steady here, and, maybe that car is not to his liking just yet. It's definitely not showing the speed that he's used to.
Yeah, for sure, but, there's still quite a bit of race left, where I don't even know if we ain't even really halfway through this second stage too much, and we still got a whole big long third stage to go. A lot of miles left to run, so anything can happen here. And we haven't seen a caution yet, so
no,
it's been clean, spread out racing. So
we'll see
and
how
a
lot
much
of
pit
things
strategy
too.
comes into it.
The reason why we haven't had really cautions. I mean, look how spread out these cars are. I mean, the only reason to get a caution is if a car runs out of gas or possibly pops a tire. I mean, that's the only two reasons I could see a caution coming out.
Yeah, especially at this time, I mean, only place really, as I go back through the pack here, only place I could see a potential one would be right here where you have this little two-car setup, the 52 of Uzi and the 88 of Slide Job. One of them makes a mishap, or like you said, blows a tire or anything, or something mechanical happens. I mean, that could cause one, but they've been racing clean and well together. So it looks like 52 of Uzi's really trying to just help push Slide Job up to the 34. But looks like that 34 is just so fast right now. He's put a huge gap, and he's got multiple seconds on those drivers there.
And one thing I've heard the drivers talking about is the clean air up front, how much nicer it is to be in the clean air, especially this track. Like, you can run, especially some of you guys run so much faster up there in the clean air than they can in draft, just because your car is so tight or loose in the draft that it's unmanageable. And obviously Swish is taking advantage of this clean air up front.
Yeah, for sure. What's our lap slide? You're coming to 22 laps. Alrighty.
Pit window is definitely open.
Alrighty. Yeah, for sure. And Alec, running in this stage, we saw how the pit strategies played last time. What do you think some pit strategies may be? Seeing what happened last time, where Jared and Marker, stayed out or pitted early. How do you think that could play out this stage?
Well, with how the stages line up to be basically the same for the first and second stage, they really showed their hands what they planned to do in that first stage. So now it's going to be basically who blinks first. They're all going to be waiting to see who gets on pit road first, and once that happens, the floodgates should open and everybody will get on pit road. But everybody's going to stay out until first person pits.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, definitely seeing the separation of what happened there in the first stage. That could definitely, like you said, you know, the leader pits, that could definitely just open it up, and everybody else follows in right behind him. So we'll see what happens there with that, though.
You think we might see some short pitting to be able to get back up, like for example, Slide Job here trying to get back up to the Switch's draft or something, so he can maybe hold on to him this time.
Yeah, definitely that could for sure happen, but it really just, I guess, depends. You know, they saw what happened with Jared when he short pitted. You know, it worked for the most part until later on, and then where his tires just died. He couldn't handle his car too much. But, you know, some of these cars are definitely set up different, so some of these drivers may be able to handle it and keep that speed through the long run. So, again, it's just interesting. We'll see how it plays out. I say a bunch of these drivers, though, on different strategies.
Yeah,
with about 20 to go, too. They could pit now and definitely make it to the end pretty easily. It's just being clean the whole time and not losing any speed. So.
Well, you're saying that, Alec. Doesn't it seem like some of these drivers, you know, are taking a little bit longer to pit? Because usually, I think in the first stage, didn't they pit a little bit earlier than they are now?
Yeah, I think they learned after that first stage, seeing how far Swish and Marker ran into the run, that they didn't have to pit as early as they did, as long as they kept the cars clean. And the only time they really were burning off their tires was on that restart. And once they got into the rhythm, like right now, you shouldn't be wearing your tires out too much at all. So they can probably go a little longer into this run than they did in the first stage.
Yep, definitely, for sure. And
I think Jared may be pitting this time. He's gotten to the lower line of the track, unless he's just using it.
Team Swish pits from the lead.
Swish is coming in.
The 88's
coming reports that 32's coming down this time. He got in a wall a little bit coming out of
Here we go. I think Jared's coming down pit road too. Yeah,
he is. Definitely.
Oh no, he didn't.
Oh.
He sped a little bit too much. He's not pitting.
Yep, that can be.
Wow.
That there could have been a big mistake. You know, I don't know. Was he just trying to? He go in a little bit too fast, or you know what happened?
Yeah, he tried to get into pit road. He was carrying a little bit too much speed, and at the last second, he jerked the car to keep it on the track.
Yeah, that there can definitely be a costly mistake. We'll see how much that really affects him, though, where he was that far behind. But, yeah, you know, Alec, you was right. You know, 34 come down pit road, and that really opened up. You saw Slide Job and Marker and Jared who attempted to follow the playoff drivers. But it looked like, I don't think any of the non-playoff drivers really come down pit road, though.
Uzi waited one more lap, and he's now.
Yep. 52 of Uzi's just now coming
Jared
down.
is now coming down pit road. Yep.
It really was. Swish was in the catbird seat. The second he pitted, everybody else was far enough back that they could make the snap decision to go with him. We were a couple seconds behind him.
Yeah, for sure.
So now my question is here, does that really hurt Jared, or does that give him a little bit of an advantage since he's going to come out with the fresher tires than, you know, Slide Job, like maybe a lap difference or so, maybe a half a lap difference?
See, I feel like Jared learned that from first stop in stage 1. He pitted early that stage.
Question to all you guys, but okay.
I think now that he realizes that tires are going to be the king, that's why he's staying out a little bit longer this time around.
Yeah, for
he's
sure.
Gonna come out switches.
But, I don't know though. We'll see. I don't know how much that mistake's really going to affect him too much, I guess, but we'll just see what happens. But it looks like Swish come out with a pretty good gap on Slide Job and the 32 of Marker.
That was an impressive pit stop for the 34 car.
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
The 32 had a little bit of damage that he had fixed, so that's the reason for him falling so far back.
Yeah. Yeah, that can definitely
15.2 second pit stop.
Jared actually came out ahead of the 32. Did 32 have a problem down pit road or something? Because he...
Jared 32 made a little contact with the wall coming in to pit road, so...
Oh, yeah. 10 of Teo is the leader at the moment.
Team
Alrighty.
Swish is running qualifying laps out of the pits. This is scary for the rest of the field.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Having that fast car, he's been dominant though this whole time. It looks like the current leader, 10 of Tev, is going to be coming down this time, and there he is going down pit road. And 43 of Merkel still has not pit, or not the 43, the 41. My bad.
Looks like the closest two cars on track, honestly, are second, third place drivers, Slide Job and Lucy. Besides that, everyone's just all over the place, like so spread out.
Yep, for sure. And we're going to go back down, I guess, and get a little mid-stage, just ask some of these commentators, about their drivers. Saxy, what is, so far, how has Slide Job's race been, this second stage?
I would definitely say it did better. It right now has been better than definitely firsts. Just because he did not get a good pit strategy in last time. This time it looks like he's actually getting a decent one in. He's been able to run up front the entire stage that I've seen. So I'm definitely saying he's still in it.
Yep, for sure. And then Liberty, what about Marker there? What's happened? What's been happening? Going on with him this stage so far? Liberty, you got us? Alrighty, well, Arkham, we'll go ahead and move down to you while he's figuring out what's going on. Arkham, what's been going on with Jared so far? How's his race been going?
Well, definitely, he wish he had, some better luck right now. He wish he had the button to say, hey, I want to be the fastest playoff driver out here. But, it's been a little bit better than the first stage, but it's still not been great. He's at least keeping steady speed, I should say.
Yeah, definitely. And then, Alec, Swish right here, obviously. I don't know if there's still a non-playoff car who hasn't pitted yet, but he's going to cycle back out to the lead, either way. So, he's had a fast car, been dominant. Just give us a little summary, what's been going on with him.
He's been the class of the field today. I'm quite impressed. The lone Mustang in the championship 4, and he's putting it to him right now. It was we just had some entertaining radio come out of the 34 car asking how the championship points work. He was worried he had to win to win the championship, and they explained to him that it's whoever finishes ahead of the other ones wins. So he's fine with it. He was thinking he was going to win anyways, but he's learning on the job and on the fly right now.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Let's go back to Liberty. You got us yet, or?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so just kind of give us a little summary. Mid stage, how's Marker been doing so far, and what's been going on with him?
Well, stage 1, and as you guys know, he struggled a little bit. The car wasn't quite there. He made some adjustments, and as you can see, stage 2, he's up in the top 5 right now. I believe he might even be the 4th place car, but I'm getting word he is the 5th place car, so he's got word his car is a lot better, even though he's made a little bit of contact with the wall here and there. He's just got to get up to that draft with those front cars to get up there and really contend with it.
Yeah, definitely. As we're winding down the laps here in stage 2, it's honestly, I say the way he's going to get there by the end of this stage, only way probably be a caution, or I guess everybody's engine blows up, but obviously the chances that's unlikely. But so let's go on ahead and let's ask real quick. Midnight Peak, what's been going on? Your point of view. How's your perspective of the race been so far through stage 2?
I think it's been interesting. I mean, we saw Swish really dominate again. He can really show. I think we really saw this stage on how powerful that clean air is, because Swish was behind SlideJob for the longest time. As soon as you got into that clean air, he was gone. I mean, so I'm curious to see if Sparkly. He seemed to have a fast car there, that middle section of that stage. So I'm curious to see if Marker gets in that clean air, what will happen there? Be an interesting third stage for sure.
Definitely. You know, we're going to go back to the pack a little bit here. And it looks like Marker and Jared has kind of starting to catch up with each other a little bit. You know, maybe they can. They may even by the end of this stage, if they get together, they could probably draft together. Maybe catch Slide Job and Uzi up ahead of them there. But I don't know if there's enough time or if they can get around this place fast enough, especially this late in the run, to catch them. But they might be able to battle out here for the third place here of this stage and see if they can get a little better track position going into the final stage.
Well, actually, Marker was in front of Jared, and then, Jared was in front of Marker, and then Marker passed Jared, so right now Jared's trying to play the catch-up game here at Indianapolis.
Yeah, for sure. And what's a lap count? Just confirm Swish is in the lead, or Swish is in the lead, ain't he?
Yep. Yeah, I believe
All right.
Swish is leading.
I'll say so. He hasn't pitted yet. Okay. 41 of Merkel has not pitted yet. All right, that's interesting. So he's kind of playing. So he's playing kind of a strategy, that Marker may have been playing, that last stage. Maybe he's staying out, trying to run and hope on a caution or something, and he can retain that lead here. So
We have a lap count. He might be trying to
think
run
it's
it
possible
long
to
enough
save?
that he'll take 2 and maybe get some track position, take 4 and then take 2 at the end of the stage. He might be trying to play a tire game for the final stage.
yeah, for sure. These non-playoff drivers, after pulling these different strategies, trying to win this race, that could shake up this playoff field quite a bit, especially going in this last stage, if they can get together and race a little bit. Swish, he's just absolutely, he's almost in another zip code right now from Slide Job, who's the closest playoff driver. And
He's not even in Indianapolis anymore. He's in Atlanta.
For sure. Swish is coming down right now through the start finish and into turn 1, and Slide Job just now got on the back stretch. So
I think he's carrying a lot of momentum. He was in that must-win at Michigan and pulled it off, and he was fast there, and I think it boosted his confidence quite a lot for this final race. And I think he likes Indianapolis.
yeah, for sure, definitely. Kind of two similar tracks if you think about it. 2-mile tracks, both, and high speeds. All two, you get pretty much 200 at both of them, especially in the draft. So it's definitely, it seems like it's definitely his playing field where he likes to be, especially as of recently.
Hitting driver radio of his hand starting to hurt. It's quite a long race we got going on.
Oh yeah, this is the longest race that these Cup drivers has raced this year. It's definitely putting them to the test here. We would have already been done and over usually with these Cup races by now, but
I got a question for you, Connor. You think that hydration could come into factor here? Like he said, his hand's hurting. I mean, do you think he may start getting cramps because he's not hydrated or something with how long this race is?
well, hopefully in a real world they're staying hydrated. It may. People's got all sorts of problems. I mean, during these races, go into the bathroom may play a factor in these races. Who knows? I mean, they may have to.
Yeah, for sure.
We may see a caution. We may see a caution for a bathroom break.
yeah, for sure. Some of these drivers look at nasty and like, you know what, they can't take more.
But you know, it definitely shows the testament that these drivers are putting on in this league and stuff like that. You know, the whole season they've gone 50%, and for them to come to a track and do a 100% race, I mean that is just like, if it was me, I would have said no already. You know.
Yeah, definitely. But you know, a lot of these drivers though in the Cup Series, you know, they race down in these lower series, and those series race 100%. And obviously, it ain't as long as the Cup Series 100%, but racing multiple nights a week and multiple times, that can definitely help them gain, you know, a little bit of durability throughout these longer races.
Yeah, for sure.
Looks like Uzi may
I
have got me
think,
back to the 88 a little bit there.
I think Merkel is still our leader. He is not pitted yet, which is interesting. That makes me. I wonder if he's gonna be able to make the end. Maybe. I think maybe he's saved
definitely.
enough.
You know, how many laps?
How many laps do we have left?
Oh, never mind. Merkel is pitting this time.
There we go.
So he's pitting this time. So that's.
Swish takes over the lead. We'll see if Merkel goes a lap 10 or not.
Yep. So there's 8 laps to go here in the second stage, and this winding down, and Merkel wasn't able to hold out that long with his car, and we'll see where he shuffles back out at, and
I do believe he was going for that tire strategy.
Yep.
Man, I tell you what, you know what he was doing? He was trying to, he was trying that tire strategy. Meanwhile, the other drivers are thinking like, how is this guy doing it?
He manages to stay on the lead lap. I'm not sure if it's going to be possible, but if he does, he could get the lead. He's coming out of pit road right now.
Yep. So we'll see here.
Oh.
Swish comes back around.
Merkel made a mistake exiting the pits, got into the grass, and looped it.
Well, that's hurting there a little bit, but let's see. Yeah, that's definitely. He had a good little thing going, but then he kind of messed himself up a little bit, I guess, there.
Yeah, that was a good strategy. I like it. He was going to try to go as long as he could and take 4 tires there, and then at the end of the stage, if he was on the lead lap, take 2, and he would get up to the lead. Everybody else would have taken 4. It was a bold strategy.
For sure.
Right now, Swish is running away with this thing. Honestly, I mean, like, Slide Job is nowhere close.
Yeah, and he's still maintaining that gap, and it's not even. I think he's still widened it, and he ain't even lost nothing. It seems. Yeah. So.
This race is going about half throttle right now. I think that final stage, we're going to turn it up to 11, and we might see some competition and some very fierce racing.
Yeah, totally. You know, tonight's, this afternoon. I don't know what time it is. Race. It's definitely going to get wild in the third stage. That's where we may see 25 cautions.
Yeah, for sure. And that third stage, they may not try to take it as easy, even on the restart right there. But it should add a lot more attention to it, because they're coming in to where the race is going to actually start to matter now, and they're going to have to fight a whole lot harder.
These have just kind of been practice runs. This last 60 laps.
Yeah, it's been 2 sessions of practice.
Yeah, pretty much, for real. Everybody's been pretty much running by themselves, so there ain't been a whole lot of racing going on. But
and the beginning in this stage too here, the Slide Job, Uzi, and Swish, they were all running nose to tail trying to get a little pack going, and they weren't trying to pass each other. They were just trying to run quick laps and get through the stage. So I don't think they'll be as friendly next stage.
Well, see, the one thing that some of these drivers were saying, at the beginning of this thing is like, I believe SlideJob said it himself, as long as we run green flag laps, this race is going to go by, faster than you can say go by. So it definitely, it's been a little bit quicker without cautions.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that was let's not try to last the drivers too much, but that was a good one. We'll give him that.
You're gonna get paid for that a little bit later. But back to the race.
He's gonna want.
You know,
he's
it's
gonna
definitely here.
Hear that.
We should be coming down inside 5 to go.
I didn't come audio for that, but
Yep, definitely.
so you think that, you know, after seeing Swish run like this, think SlideJob's going to try to adjust his car to where maybe he can even compete, or what's the game plan for SlideJob here? SlideJob or any other playoff drivers, because Swish is dominating right now. Is there something you think they can do to maybe close that gap?
I'd say at the stage break for sure, they're going to have to try and make some sort of adjustments, you know, maybe, and whenever they go back and restart the third stage, they're going to have to be a lot more aggressive and try and keep that pack a little bit closer and keep the leaders draft for sure. But I don't know, it's definitely going to be a tricky situation for them, you know. So.
Everybody's going to be continuing to tune their cars. And a little bit interesting team radio out of the Swish camp. He thinks Jared is his biggest threat, actually. So this should be an interesting final stage.
Yeah, for sure.
That's certainly interesting because Jarrett right now, he's like way behind the playoff drivers, so I don't know why he's too worried about him at the moment.
Well, I'll have to see what happens after this restart for the final stage.
Yep. Alrighty.
Once we get there.
I think a lot of people are going to get really aggressive here.
Alrighty, so alrighty, and the Swish is coming around turn 4 here. He is going to be coming to the white flag final lap here.
Jared,
stage 2.
Huge contact with the wall coming out of that turn.
It's not too good for his sake. He's going to have to go down and repair that then a little bit. For it's a stage break, may lose him some spots.
I have to say, part of Swish's speed, he likes to brush that wall just a little bit on turn-in a couple times, and he's lucky this game doesn't do light contact damage, because he's definitely using the entire track.
Yeah, for sure.
Except for the grandstands, thank God.
yeah, he's pushing that car definitely as hard as it can go. So we'll see what goes on here. Oh,
we got main contact, a wreck. Is that a playoff driver? Who is
that? Was Merkel man going around.
Merkel man. Alright.
Man,
Swish wins
for drivers that he just Brad Keselowski'd himself.
Tough break for Merkel, man. You know, he was trying to do that pit strategy, and he spins out two times in a row.
Yep, for sure. That was a little rough segment there for him.
Well, 2 dominating wins for Swish in the first 2 stages. Let's see what stage 3 brings us.
Yep, we'll see if they can continue that.
Now, how much?
Alrighty,
how much do you think the intensity is going to ramp up here?
Stage 2 and stage 3. Let's take a 30-second commercial break. Get some hydration.
Alrighty.
This is the Winston Racing League. You can find him on Facebook.
I think we're going to see a lot of drivers here take a huge swing at their adjustments and everything, trying to make their car, run like Swishes.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a definite. Especially the playoff drivers.
This final stage could be close to 2 pit stops, so you would have time to fix it.
Alrighty.
Swish maintains his lead off the
Alrighty.
pit road, and SlideJob second.
Green flag into stage 2. I'm in stage 3, my bad. We are. I'm glad we're not still in stage 2. It'd be a long race. But
Sparkly marker
still
up at 3rd.
Ooh, markers.
There's
a wreck. Uzi got shut put in the wall.
There are manual cautions this stage too.
That's
all
right.
four
Stage
playoff
3.
drivers are all right up there. They're all digging.
Job's gonna want to stay in Swish's draft here. Don't let him get away.
Now look at the playoff drivers. 1, 2, 3,
And all
4 right
four.
now.
This is the first time this race I believe they've all four been together like this.
Yep.
So we'll see if they can stay in this pack and keep it together and chase down the 34 of Swish.
And the 3
They don't
Chevys are
have
chasing the
anything
Ford
for
right
them.
now.
Yep, for sure. And this is honestly kind of a awkward sight to see. You know, the Chevys have dominated this season, and so to see the Ford dominate this race, that really shows how.
Oh, and
Looks like SlideJob's
Marker makes
trying to
a
take the
move
lead.
on the
Good
outside.
job.
Marker up
Who
the
wide?
second.
Oh, yep.
Now let's see
So
if he has
Slide
anything
riding
for
that
Team
bumper.
Swish.
Here comes
So
Marker.
SlideJob tried to go inside there. That didn't work too
Team
well.
Swish just trying to break that draft.
Remember, Marker
Can't you guys
was
tell we're
following
in stage 3
earlier
now?
in stage
Let's
2.
go
Let's see
to
what
it.
happens.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be an up here.
Oh, 32 and 88 make a little contact.
This is his
Exactly
teammates.
what
I
Marker
wonder
wants
how
to see
they're
if
gonna
they're
play
going.
this.
Like that, and keep on battling so he can just pull away again.
Swish down to the inside to break the draft.
Now, how much do these playoff drivers work together with each other here? They're all right in the 4-car pack right now. They're both racing for the same trophy here. They both, I think they all know that Swish has been the fastest driver out of them all. So what do you guys think their game plan will be here?
I would think work together until one of them can get in front, because if you get in front, you should be able to take that clean away from Swish, which is what he's been using this whole time to pull away. Take away clean air, you might have a chance. I think being the game plan.
I could definitely see the two Chevy teammates, the 88 and the 32, Marker and SlideJob working together, because they're going to want to do everything they can to get a bow tie in victory lane to win this championship. And that Ford's holding strong out front.
Yep, definitely looks like SlideJob's trying to look for a way around Swish here. Going into one, he goes high, but he's not. Swish is just going to have the momentum through the corner and out. So they're back single file, and it looks like, you know, they're definitely staying a lot closer to this stage. And all four of these playoff drivers are definitely trying their hardest to hurry up and end this. Get Swish out
It
of the
looks
lead.
like Jared's starting to fall back a little bit from
You know, the one thing
the
that
top
I've
three.
seen from
Yeah.
Jared, he's not really being too aggressive right now. So do you think he's trying to play the caution game and see what these cats do in front of him?
He may just be
Yeah,
saving
maybe-
tires, let
yeah.
them burn them off.
Yeah, maybe so, and you know, he's fell back a little bit, you know, as you can see. And it might be, you know, he might be waiting because where they're all up there racing so hard right now. He may be waiting to see if one of them makes a mistake and, you know,
Slide
just
job
collect the
making-
other two.
Slide
Like
jump
on the
inside.
inside.
making a run for the lead right now.
He's not going to
Still
grab
side
it,
by
still side by
side.
side.
Swish has got the run.
Marker's
push
coming to
his
push
teammate.
Slide.
Oh.
And it looks like Marker's gonna get
Swish.
second.
Ooh,
Dangerous.
they've lost the lead.
Oh!
Oh,
they are all
Nick
Swish
Swish
had a
Ryan.
run.
contact, 88 wasn't clear.
And here comes
Man,
Jared
that
back
gives
into the
Jared a
picture.
huge
Battle for the
run.
lead.
Jared is coming,
Ramping up.
boys.
Yep, and right there's that mistake that Jared
He
was
may
probably
have
looking
blown it.
for while he was laying back. You know, now he's up there, he's able to battle a little bit harder, and the 88 has definitely
Oh,
took
but
the
he
lead,
hits the
though.
wall. Big
Away from
mistake.
Swish. Ooh. Yep.
Now, do you think Marker's going to work with Swish, going to try to get up there, or is Marker just going to get around him?
It looks
Swish
like
looking to the
Swish
inside.
is gonna be
Yep.
taking the
I
lead
think
back.
Marker
He's
Actually,
just trying to
Glad he
pull a
gets bumping
Denny
out of it.
Hamlin.
Oh.
But you know what that does?
88
That
drove up
actually
the track.
helps out Jared a little bit. Every time something goes up to the bottom line, that helps him out because he gets somebody's draft.
Yep, and now they're back where they was to begin with now. We Swish back in the lead in
Yeah.
88 and
Gotta
second.
be careful, because Swish has got a little bit of a gap going. If
A little bit of the gap is gone.
Yeah, for sure. And let's
Oh, did that slide job hit the wall up there?
he may have, but now that these cars are spread out a
Ooh.
little bit,
Marker
let's
got a
go
little
on
loose.
ahead. Yeah, now that these cars are spread out a little bit, single file, let's go on ahead and let's do our first turn it up for the race. So go on ahead and let's get us a driver here and have us to turn it up. So let's go ahead and start that.
Man, we had a car in a wall back there. It was the car behind Jared. He hit the wall pretty hard.
Yep, it was the 32, the marker.
Like
Another one to play on.
Jared saving tires is going to try to run back down these leaders. Maybe he's got tires left and he'll come back up here.
Yeah, but it looks like now that they've got that little 4-car pack's kind of separated. So. Swish has pulled back out, got a little couple car lengths lead here on Slide Job. So we'll see what they can do here. They're still going on.
Slide Job, the adjustment he made seems to be working just a little bit because he's definitely not
we got
really
wrecked.
much.
That's the 32. He's collecting another car.
Is that going to be a caution? Is that our first caution of the day? It is.
I believe so.
I believe it is.
First caution of the day. Oh boy.
That's exactly what happened. These tensions.
Yeah, I was expecting the
pressures.
32 a sparkly marker not to get hit by
wow.
2 cars
No,
coming off
his
of 2,
car-
but he got launched.
Yeah, his car's not looking too good on that. You know, that's exactly what is going to happen here in the third stage, and what's kind of expected to happen.
You're going to have to
Tensions get
wonder
higher.
what they're going to do for setups and
Yeah.
what they're going to plan on for pit road here.
Yeah. Looks like the pressure's
Fisher's getting
definitely
ready to
starting
stretch his
get
lead
higher.
out there. So this will be fun.
Man, I tell you what, that caution definitely threw a wrench into the race.
Yep. And that sucks for the 32 there. You know, he was up there battling. He fell back, though. But now he's
That's
having to go repair a bunch of damage. Uh-oh.
I believe he's going to move to the back.
Looks like.
Yep.
Here we go. Jared is right there with Slide Job 32. Woo! Man, making it 3 wide.
Oh!
Man!
He touched 88 up on the curve.
Oh!
Swish is going to love to see this.
Yep. 52 and 88 side by side, and 43 coming in.
Oh, we
88
got
cleared.
contact on the backstretch.
Oh. 32.
Oh, we got a car around.
Car spinning. Who is that? That looks like the 10 of
Looks
Ted.
like 41 of Merkel Man.
Or 41 of Merkel. My bad.
Yeah, those cars are pretty similar tonight.
43 passing for
And
Slide
that's
Job.
all right.
So-
And manual
We got
caution.
a caution.
Ooh,
They're going to
we're
race
on
back to the
manual
line
yellow.
here. That's the line. The caution.
That's appeared Sparkly got loose off the 2 and
Yep.
came down and collected the.
I'm looking at the 43 and the
Merkel
88
Man.
battling. Oh,
Ooh, 43 gets in the 52.
43 and 88 was battling for second. Caution is out.
So second
What's
caution
What's
of
the
the day.
caution called for?
I'm saying this is gonna look. Right now, it's kind of reminding me of the 2017 race here.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Went green for quite some time. We finally get to that final stage, and these drivers are giving it everything they got.
Battle.
What exactly was the caution there? Was that single car spin out or what?
It looked like a car may have got into the, I don't know exactly who it was, but like someone got the 41 Merkel and spun him around into the inside wall.
Yeah, it looked like the 32 and the 41 might have gotten together off at the
Yeah. Yeah, the 32 getting in a little bit more trouble, so that's not too good for him. Well, let's go ahead. Let's ask Alec. Coming to this restart here after they pit. What do you think Swish is going to have to do, to maintain? Is he going? How good of restart is he going to have here to keep his lead?
It's
How
hard to
critical is
say. I
this?
don't know. He's kind of since his car's the class of the field, I don't think he'd be too worried if he falls to second on the restart. He can just kind of
Wow,
bide his
look
time
at
and get the
this. Two
spot
of your
back. So.
playoff driver.
Yeah.
I think are coming to pit road.
No, looks
Yep.
like everybody's gonna pit here.
Yep.
So you'll
And
definitely
then-
see the 32 down pit road. He didn't make it down pit road that last caution, so.
Yep.
No,
And then
it's
Saxon.
today,
Oh,
I
go
know,
on.
I know
Go on.
that we have a long race to go, but these pit stops that are coming up, every single pit stop is going to make a decision of this race.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And Saxy, slide job here. Him coming into second, if he can gain the lead off of this pit stop here, how much would that really help him?
I would
Like-
say he just needs to hold on to it. If he does, he just got to make sure he blocks the Ford that's going to be trying to get past him, because that car has definitely been the dominant car the entire race. He's just got to make sure to hold him off if he does come out front.
Uh-oh. Look, the 88 won
Ooh.
the race off pit
Yeah.
road.
So I think Swish beat him off.
Nope. I think the 88 got it by a hair. That
He
was
did.
a photo exit.
I saw Swish got it.
That was a close race off pit road. I think they're gonna give it to the 88 though.
Man, I tell you what, I don't know about y'all, but the pit road glitches are absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, definitely. So that definitely helps the 88 here. Having
Being able to
control of
control
the
it.
restart.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially on manual.
Yeah. So, Fam, let's get your opinion here. Well, how much do you think that this is going to help? The 88 and Jared starting behind him though on the inside. He can still have that jump off the restart.
Well, it's pretty apparent earlier on that they were kind of spread out. Here at the end of this running here, they've been really tight actually, in fact, and haven't had much spacing as they did earlier on. I'm definitely going to say this might be based off of either jump or whoever can get the better draft on who's going to get the overall lead here.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Alrighty, we're getting ready to go
See
back to
what
green
happens.
here. Already in.
Roll into the restart.
I do
box.
believe coming to the green flag.
Here
have
we
44
go.
to go.
Green flag is back in the air.
Alright. Oh, 34 did not have a good restart at all.
Yeah.
88 just pulled
It
off.
looks like Jared's gonna be able to get underneath Swish. On that
Swish has to be
restart.
careful not to get freight trained on the bottom
Oh.
here.
He got
Yep.
shoved up.
Yeah, everyone's.
That's
I
going
think
to hurt
as
him.
long as Slide can run a clean line here, he's going to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, for
Swish
sure.
needs to
Yeah,
put on
but
for
Jared's
three.
right there on his butt.
Yep, and then that 34 got shuffled back there. He's racing side by side with that 52. It looks like he may have cleared him there.
He's cleared him out of
Here we
two.
go. Jared's going for the lead, guys.
Jared,
Oh.
he looks low.
Never
Not
mind.
there.
Oh, Swish just caught
Swish
back
is
up. Now
all
that's
over his bumper now.
yeah.
Man, that was
Jared's
tremendous.
running the
Just
bumper
lag on my
slide job.
screen.
Jared's
Ooh,
low
Swish
to
and
block.
Jared.
Ooh,
Oh.
Swish faked him out.
Yep.
Oh, Swish is looking outside to pass Jared for a second.
Oh,
he
Jared
got
bumps
contact.
him.
He shoves Swish up into the
Pushed him to
wall.
the wall a little bit.
3 wide battling.
Wow. And that gives Uzi a shot to go inside of Jared. The slide job has got to be loving this up in the lead right now.
Definitely. And, he's made adjustments to his car, and he's been having positive feedback from we've been hearing it from him that his car's been handling so much better, and he's gaining a lot of speed. But now Swish has passed Uzi for that second
Swish
place
is back
spot.
to second.
Swish is in open air too.
But
He's
here
been
comes
dominant there all
Jared.
day.
Jared was getting help from the 10 car. He was.
The 10 cars
just
to his
gotta hope
inside. Little
that, that
contact.
Brush with the wall didn't damage
Let's
his
see if
car
those
too much.
adjustments work for slide job. Will Swish be able to
Man,
come back
3
down? Will slide job
wide
pull
on the
away?
front stretch.
Oh wow.
For third place too. Oh, that's two non-playoff
We got a-
drivers battling.
Can
Man, we
definitely
got-
tell
we got-
that the
man.
end of the race is getting closer.
If this
Yeah,
stays
for sure.
caution free,
These
this is
drivers
going to be an
get-
interesting show of who's fast at the front.
Swish
Now,
is
can the
now-
non-playoff
Check 'em out.
drivers spoil it here? You know, maybe they can form together and push the playoff driver up there.
Yeah, you know, they may be able to, but and that could definitely help them get up there, and maybe they can contend for the win. But now Swish is in that open iron. He's closed the gap, and now
Yep.
he's in slide.
He's the draft. He's there.
Yep. Right on him.
So we'll see. See if Slide Job can hold him off.
Swish
coming
might be
fast in that
content to
draft.
ride for a
Is he
couple
gonna go
laps,
for
or
it
he
here?
might just go right for it. We'll see here. Slide Job's going to go defensive.
Yep.
Little
Swish
contact.
gives him a bump.
Swish looking to the outside.
Got up into the wall, 1 and 2.
Look at these two non-playoff drivers behind Jared, man. They're farming up. I think they're going to try to give him a boost.
Especially on the outside.
Yep.
They're side by side.
Oh, little contact rubbing. 88 at his quarter panel going in. Looks like
careful here,
34
don't
may
get
have the
into each other.
momentum off the outside.
Yep. This is gonna be a good race. And
34
34 is
clear
gonna
now.
clear him.
Contact, and he does
the
34
outside.
clear. Alright, I don't think the 88's going to take that too well. He's going to look to fight back here. See if he can take that position back.
He's got drafted.
Defensive down the straightaway. He's going to stay there. Fade back up. Good hold of his
On the
position
battle and
through
let
1 and
Lucy
2.
catch up a little bit.
Oh, Jared's around.
Oh!
Oh,
we got a couple cars.
Man. A couple of cars around. That's got to be
Game
a
caution.
That's the 10 of tail, 43 of Jared, playoff driver.
Wow. Man, I tell you what. I was
Nice
looking at
swish.
my camera. I
Yep.
saw the 43 go around. I didn't see anybody else.
Yep, so,
Believe
Alec, you know, how much does go in that right there for Swish? You know, he just came back to lead. How much does that right there? You know, what is he thinking now? You know,
it's interesting. I'm starting to think these cautions might not be good for the 30. He's got a fast car. He's got a short run car, a fantastic long run car. But with these restarts, anything can happen, and it's just putting him in the crosshairs of everybody every single time. So he's got to be careful
definitely.
here.
Yep.
I think those
Alrighty.
adjustments have really helped Slide Job. He's able to hold his own.
Yep, he's starting to be able to keep up with Swish, and they're back green. Too wide, Swish on the inside, Slide Job on the outside, look. So Swish
Easy
is
guy
gonna
underneath
clear.
Slide
Swish
Job.
should clear off of 1. There he goes.
Oh, let's go out. Oh, Ozzy almost got to the inside.
Oh, man.
I thought Marker was going to push Slide Job, but he started to look to the inside in the 2, and that slowed them both down. So this will be interesting down in the 3.
Man, look at 43 just pushing the non-playoff driver ahead of him, man. They got some steam.
Yep.
Until then, when they decided to go 3 wide.
3 wide.
Ooh, they're
Yeah.
A little bit.
they're going to go 3.
Oh,
That's the things are really going to start to ramp up now. You're going to see
Man.
drivers make moves that they haven't been making all
that
race.
right there, ladies and gentlemen, shows how good these drivers are. Oh,
Uzi's in Swish's draft in the 1. He's getting close.
Yep. It looks like you got a pack of 4 back here, maybe trying to catch up to leaders. See how that works for him.
Big belly, your mic's messing up.
My bad.
40.
Is he good?
Try unplugging it and plug it back in.
.34 car's sitting in a pretty good position right now. He's out front, clean air. He's got a non-playoff driver behind him, who I don't think will race him too hard. They're both in Fords, and he's kind of acting as a little buffer back to Slide Job. So it should be an interesting race if we don't get another caution.
I think Slide Job's just outside that draft. He's really trying to get it. And Sparkly Mark looks like he's catching Slide Job, so maybe he can get up to there and catch the leaders.
Yeah, going back to what Arkin was asking earlier in the race, non-playoff driver, dark horse wins. I mean, of all these races I've been helping out with and watching, Little Uzi's had quite the fast machine.
I need an invite, guys.
If anybody doesn't win that's in the playoffs, it could be Uzi who pulls off the upset.
That's Uzi was fast in the Xfinity race here. He definitely led most of the race, but had to drop to the back due to some connection issues towards the end.
Yeah, I remember running behind that red Mustang. He was flying around the track. I know at Phoenix a couple weeks ago in the Cup Series, he was up near the front a bunch, and I think he might be going after Swish here. We'll see.
SlideJob's still holding on tight. Even though the leader's got draft, he's holding on. He might actually be in draft now. It's close.
Yep, he should be close enough to get a little bit, especially with 2 cars in front of him. It should be a big pull.
Yep.
There's
And
just
then
gotten
the
around
2-car pack
Sparkly
behind
Marker.
him that's catching the 2 playoff drivers back there.
Yeah, for sure. Oh.
Definitely looking like Uzi's faster through 3 and 4 than SlideJob, or from Swish, but Swish is pulling a little gap going down the backstretch.
Alrighty, so we're at lap 128. I think that was 129 they just got to. So that means that there's about 32 laps left in this race. So here soon, I'd say within about the next 4 or 5 laps, you should start seeing some of these drivers come and take some green flag pit stops. So
they have enough though with that caution where it came out where it did. You think they might have enough? Yeah, they all got enough.
Someone could try and
Not bad.
pull off they might be able to put 2 tires, a little splash of fuel, and make it to the end. I don't think they can go straight from the caution to the end. It'll be close.
yeah, for sure.
Man, Jared has all sorts of problems. He's kind of just hanging in there as another playoff driver is trying to pass him at the moment.
Report from the 34 car. I'm thinking when that pit window opens, he might be first on pit road. He's complaining its car's gotten super tight. He's got a little bit of right side damage from some contact, so he's struggling.
Oh wow. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you may see some of these drivers though, even non-playoff drivers or playoff drivers in the back may try to save just some of the tires. And but I say a couple of these guys up front, who's not able to do that, they may try going down the pits and just taking 2 tires or something real quick and trying to win it from there. But we'll see what happens.
Oh, car around. Whoa, okay, never mind, that was a glitch. That was a lag.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, for sure.
That's why we love racing. You never know what'll happen.
Expect the unexpected.
He kicked me out
The
again.
2 tire
Jesus
stops.
Christ.
It would work really well if somebody was having a loose condition in the car, because once you put 2 tires on it, they'll start to get a little tight, especially around here. So anybody who's got that set up wherever they want, 2 tires will hurt it, and they might slow down like Swish has with this tight condition.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And that 52 Swish, 52's figured something out. He's staying in that draft at 34. During that last caution, he's put in an adjustment or something. And his car's handling real well, being able to keep up with the 34. It looks like that 52's around the bumper, might be looking for the lead here soon.
It's hard to say if Uzi's going to go for it or not. He might be just content to ride second, maybe last lap try something, but with it being non-playoff versus playoff driver, I don't think he wants to be involved in a late race accident with the leader.
Yeah, that definitely wouldn't be too good.
Maybe using that draft to save some fuel or something a little bit.
I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. The servers are acting up a little bit here. At least on my side. It keeps on saying, like, multiplayer trying to synchronize.
I definitely do believe Uzi's found something in that setup, but I know Swish's car is not quite 100% right now. He's holding them off though, and I think they might just work together to make it a 2-car race, and maybe SlideJob can sneak in with a good pit stop. We'll see what happens.
Do we have 2 cars out of gas rolling on the back? What in the hell?
Your camera view must be messed up or something.
Yeah, for
If
real.
he just joined
They were just
into it, it
rolling.
should be messed up.
Yep.
You'll be able to see it on my stream later, but back to the race here.
Yep. It'll be interesting.
Can we
So
get
let's,
a lap check?
What's our laps? So, alrighty, we're coming to 27 to go. Coming to 26 actually after that one, but that's definitely winding down here. 34 and the 52 is pulled away from the 88 of Slide Job. So let's go ahead and let's ask Saxy. You know, what is Slide Job here? What's he gonna have to do? You think to pull off a way to get back up to the leader? You know, to have a chance to win this thing.
I definitely would say a caution would definitely help because he seems to be doing really good on the restart, especially if he gets that inside line. And I definitely say he needs to pull some sort of strategy on pit road that'll gain him enough time to catch back up, but not to where it hurts him in the long run.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, Libert, same goes for Marker. You know, he's still back quite a ways. So what are we thinking here with him? How's he going to play this out? You know, to possibly, even without a caution, to maybe get back up there and contend.
Ah, Jesus.
Yeah, most definitely. And then, you know, again, we'll just go on down the list with Arkham here. What do you think about Jared? You know, same question. Just what's he going to have to do, or what's the circumstances that's going to have to happen for him to get back up there?
Well, at the moment, right now, it just clipped the wall coming out of a turn. It's definitely going to take a lot for him to get up there. I think if another caution comes out, he may be in good shape. But right now, it's not looking too well for a championship win.
Yeah, definitely. And then, we're going to have to finish it off for their last championship driver here, Alec. You know, Swish here, he's still in the lead. Looks like maybe he's trying, you know, kind of staying with the 52 here in second. What's he gonna have to do to make sure he can maintain this lead and bring home the championship?
He's got to execute on pit road. I'm thinking they're going to have one more pit stop, and if there's no cautions, that pit stop's going to be the money stop. And he's got Uzi beat in 1 and 2, but down in 3 and 4, Uzi's found something. He's a lot quicker, and of course 3 and 4 is coming to the line, and he'll be able to draft and maybe pass him before the start-finish line. So he's got to make sure he clears the rest of the field, gets that damage fixed on pit road, and takes off like he's been doing all day.
Well, you know, the one thing while you're still here, Alec, what's the caution summary on the final stage here? Obviously, we've had a couple here in the final stage, but is there any more in store for these drivers, you think?
It's possible. There's with them a little bit more spread out now. I'm not sure if we'll get many more. We'll see what happens coming onto pit road. You can always have accidents coming onto pit road here. It's quite a difficult pit road to get onto, to get slowed down for, and there have been quite a few.
Jared having huge problems.
It can still happen.
Did he?
Uh-oh.
He lagged out.
I think the 43 championship contender of Jared has retired his car, and he is out of the race.
Oh my God!
And then there were 3.
Yep.
Well, I guess, guys, I'm hopping up in the booth with y'all. I don't have a driver to watch now.
Come on up, brother.
Man, all right, buddy. This is an amazing
That's
view.
not fair.
Looks like it.
He said good luck. Alrighty, but yeah, he put it in the to you personally. Huh? Yeah, okay. Well, winding down here. This racers here obviously they're a little bit more spread out. But I was at the I'm not the championship, but I was in the Indianapolis race last year for the Cup. And late in the race like this, it was really determined by a late race caution and some mistakes that happened. So these cars, they're still spread out, but it looks like they may be trying to bunch back up, and one pit stop possibly left. Anything can still happen, I mean, mistakes, mechanical issues, anything. But it's going to be interesting to see. But we just got to wait and let it play out.
Versus, I don't think his car's falling off too much, and Uzi's definitely lost a little bit of speed here. So Swish is starting to stretch out on that great long run speed he's got.
Yeah, I think Uzi finally fell out draft, and he just is having troubles holding on now.
Yep.
Who would have thought that the only Ford in this championship field would be wrecking all of the Chevys?
Yeah, he's definitely been fast today.
For sure. He's definitely figured something out here. And, so, no.
He came prepared, and I heard him talking earlier in the race that he found a new line around this track, and whatever that line is, it's working great.
Yep, definitely.
Now, with Jarrett disconnecting, does that scare some of the other drivers, into thinking, oh shoot, what if it happens to me? Or are they just going to continue and try to race at what they're doing? Because we got 41 around again.
The 32 is going down pit road.
Yep. Alright, so there goes some
It stops
pit stretch played in here. So what's the Merkel wrecked himself a little bit coming out on the back stretch.
I know early in the race that Swish was saying that he had great tire wear, so I wonder if he has enough tire wear to make it to the end. I don't know, we'll have to see here.
I just don't know if you would risk it with the championship on the line. I mean, in just a regular race, it's okay, but if you miss it by a lap, you lose the championship because of that mistake. I think you got to play it safe to some degree.
Yeah, that is very true. If I were him, I'd at least wait till everyone behind me, or all the championship drivers behind me pitted before I would risk it, though. And the side job can make it to the end, and you gotta risk it too.
Marker's
32 is coming off pit road right now. I'm really curious on if this is
we haven't really heard a lot about Slide Job. What is he doing? Is he kind of like the quiet one of this pack at the moment?
Let's go over to Saxon, and he can tell us a little bit about how his race has been going here later in the race as we're winding down the laps.
Well, he's definitely not the strongest car right now. I mean, he's falling off the pace after, he just hit the wall.
Oh, he just hit the wall.
Yeah, he just smacked the wall really hard.
Uzi had just gotten up into it before.
So, yeah, I definitely think his race, he's got to put some strategy in to figure out how to get back up to that front and potentially win this race.
Yeah, most definitely. And 52.
Uzi's down in the grass.
Yeah, he's having a problem. He got up into the wall right before Slide Job did and just pulled down the inside of the front stretch.
Yep, definitely. 32 got
Man, everybody's getting
made
in
a
the
little
wall.
contact with the wall up too.
And all those mistakes.
Yeah, I think the cleanest driver on this track right now is the 10 car.
I think
Switches.
the length of this race is finally getting to some of these drivers here late in this race.
They're getting tired. They're getting losing a little bit of focus and patience. And
Well, I
It's
think it
been a
probably
long
started
one
at the
for them,
beginning,
so
but now I'm
Swish is
completely
coming up
energized.
lapping.
Oh, and the 34, you know, he is loving what's happening right now. All those drivers behind him just made huge mistakes. So
Well,
he's
the driver
he's
that
just
said Jarrett
cruising
was
now.
his worst enemy. Was
Yep.
it
Yeah, it was Swish.
well, he doesn't have to worry about him now.
Nope. I
Lap
think they're
cars have gotten out of his way.
Can you get a lap count?
Yeah, let's get that.
What's their laps like? Slide job. What's your laps? I'll not get to know, boss. He won't answer me.
Yeah, I guess we do not have a lap count currently, so
It should be down within 20 to go.
That's Swish.
Yep.
15 to go. 15 to go.
Right.
15 to
Coming
go.
to 14. Now Swish, he's just cruising now. He has probably like 4-second lead, you know, on
To
the
be
next
honest
next
with
place
you
car.
guys, unless something actually happens to Swish, I think he may be your champion.
Yep. I think the only
34
thing
is,
now.
discussing staying all the way out to the end. He's not sure.
I would say watch with 10 to go. If there's going to be a caution, it's going to come within 10 to go.
Yep. There's
If
14
you
to
look
go
back
right
at
now.
any of the recent races, there's always been a late race caution that's coming within there.
Yep, definitely.
This late in the
See?
race, all the drivers are getting tired. It's a good time for mistakes and cautions to happen.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, everybody. I'm gonna go back to the field. You know, I mean, I'm looking at every driver, and really, I think the closest two drivers on track right now is the 41 of Merkel and the 52 of Uzi, and they're not even playoff drivers. So I mean, I don't know if they're gonna race it hard or.
You know what's
I don't know if
funny
they're
is
on the
that
same
there's
lap.
not many, there's not
Sparky's
there's
catching on
not
really
a
quick
lot
here.
of cars on the track right now.
Oh. Merkel, I don't think him and Uzi's gonna stay together too long. He's looking a little. His car's looking a little rough. So.
Swish has to be careful here. Marker's catching him. He's staying out on those old tires. Marker on the fresh ones. He's losing
Yeah,
time.
let's see. Marker's
But
still a lap
Marker's-
down though. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Swish might
Repeated.
come out behind him in the pits.
Yep.
It'll be interesting though if Swish can't make it and Marker does get around him. It'll be
Yep. But see, the only way though he's going to be able to cycle back out to that lead is if him and if Swish and Slide Job go down the pits. But right now the likeliness of that happening isn't too good as it seems. The Swish is mostly probably going to stay out, and 34 is looking to get. I mean, not 30. 32 is looking to get his lap back from the 34, and he's got
Swish
it.
wasn't gonna
will
fight
clear
that.
the 34.
Maybe Marker can pull off a pit strategy win like he did back in Phoenix. He sped on pit road and managed to stay out all the way to the end and pulled off a strategy. Maybe these guys try to stay out, run out of fuel or tires, or it's gonna be interesting to see how the strategy works out.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I think you and wasn't it you and me, Alec, that commentated that race?
Yep. We thought there was no way he could win it. He managed to stay out and make it to the end.
Man, I hate the fact that it's lagging so hard on my screen. Jesus.
Wow, throw us under the bus, huh?
Yeah, plus
I'm getting
So what is he
reports
saying? Was our idea
from
to
my
have the race in
driver
Indy?
Connor that
At 100%.
you were a partial reason of the championship race being here.
Oh yeah, I was.
But the
Slide Job's
100% was
keeping
not our
up with
idea. The
Swish.
100% is not our
Yeah.
idea.
That was not.
That was Slide Job.
That was your owner of the league, ladies and gentlemen.
The 100% just made this tougher by it being this track.
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
Kinda glad it's not Charlotte.
With over 50-second laps, it takes quite a while. Should be about 10 to go.
It looks
now,
like
right?
Slide Job might have caught up to our leader just a tad bit here on these older tires.
Slide Job is creeping into the picture.
yeah, definitely. He caught a few seconds on him at least.
Yeah.
So it looks like Switch
No.
might be either saving.
I know he was talking about trying to make it to the end, so this is a big gamble to take for a championship.
That's how I'm
Yeah,
really
but-
debating. I don't think those tires could quite make it. It's especially for as fast as Swish has been, I could imagine his car is on the loser side for sure, so
And the problem is if he does pit, he's already let Marker win the race because he's let Marker get so far ahead on fresh tires.
Yeah, but that depends,
Yeah.
though. I mean, you're going to have different strategies. Take 2 tires, 4 tires.
True.
I mean, so we can see really how that played, because I'm pretty sure Marker, where he went a lap down, he took 4 for sure. So we'll see what happens.
Slide Job is catching.
Slide Job's catching up to Swish here.
Yep. Slide, what's your lap count?
Give me a lap count here.
Well, I guess not. Anybody get one from the driver?
hey,
Yeah.
Sparkly, you got a lap count? Swish is on 53 now.
Say
So
that again.
153 out of 60.
To go.
8 to go.
Go.
Alright.
So it'll be
8 laps
interesting
to
to
go.
see what do the other drivers have. Do they have enough tires?
Pretty
to make
much
it?
right now, Marker, all he has to do is not make a mistake.
Yeah, definitely.
Marker just needs to keep his head focused right now and keep
Burn quick laps.
his full head of
Here's
steam
what-
going.
I hope your
Here's
prayer
what
at
your
the
slide
beginning
job
of
make
the
at the
race,
end.
Big Belly mentioned
Really.
the commentators.
Anything
curse.
can happen here at the end.
Like right now for the playoff drivers in 1 and 2 spots right now, like you've made your bed, you better sleep in it kind of thing.
Yeah, they're going to the end now.
Yep. But also looks like Slide Job's still maybe catching a little bit.
I think
But where he at though?
Swish was hurting a little earlier on in the run with Uzi right behind him. He had a tight car, and I don't know if he's gotten that damage fixed or sorted out, so he might have been hurting his tires a lot earlier on in the run, so he might have to slow down here at the end.
Yep, for sure.
Somebody invite me quick. You're gonna kick me out.
Marker's definitely got Swish now by a good
What are
margin.
y'all about it?
Yeah,
I
go.
got it. Oh, okay.
Unless Swish, I think, blows the tires or pits, I don't think Marker's going to get there.
I think Slide's going to get there. I don't know, though. It's a question.
Marker's
Like
coming
still
up
the gap
on
a
the
tad bit
41
more.
of Merkle, man. And the 41's in the wall.
That Swish is coming up on the lap traffic.
That might
And
play a
do
little
the
bit of a
41
factor.
of Merkle. No, Merkle will most likely move out of the way here. He moved
did
out
the
of the way
first
for
time by.
Marker, so.
I believe Markle's already 1 lap down, getting ready to go 2 laps down.
Looks like Merkle's struggling with his car. Oh! Looks like Marker got into the wall a little bit there. He saved it.
Oh,
Good save.
alrighty. And we're coming to 5 laps to go. Once Swish crosses the line, there'll be no more manual cautions. So we'll see. It's
It
just
looks
gonna be
like he's
in-game
catching
cautions.
Marker maybe a little bit. Or something. Might
Yeah,
see that.
Marker got into the wall off of 3 there. Between 3 and 4. He almost won a run. He actually saved it, so.
Alright.
He did lose
Looks like Slide
quite a bit
Job
of
starting
time
to get a
there.
little, maybe starting to get a little tight in the corners. not being able to keep up as much, and Swish is maybe pulled about another half a second away, gained it back.
Who's running in third right now in case Swish and SlideJob can't make it?
Ooh.
I was gonna say I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Is it Uzi or
changed off the
SlideJob
marker?
maybe just continue to close just a little bit more, maybe.
Yep, it's looking. It looks like they're almost running about even, but we'll see what happens.
4 to go?
Oh, like the 41 has retired at this point. Alrighty. So that means we've got 4 cars on the track. The 88 of SlideJob, the leader 34 Swish, the 32 of Sparkling Marker, and the 52 of Lil Uzi.
100%. A little bit too much attrition.
Yep.
I think it's a little bit too much
going to
nutrition that the
just 3 to go now?
NASCAR servers can't handle it either.
I believe the 10 car's still on track also.
He may be. It looks like he kind of almost killed himself going up there. So I don't know. Is that 3 to go? Pretty sure.
Yep. 3 to go, I believe.
Alrighty.
I wonder if SlideJob's going to be able to get up to Swish for the, it looks like obviously they might be able to make it right now. Will there be a battle for the lead here, or is it going to be all Swish to the end?
Swish, obviously, with a dominating performance today.
Came prepared.
As he did in Michigan.
Now, wouldn't that be something if all the championship drivers ran out of gas?
It would be.
I remember commentating in the Michigan race, and Team Swish was actually in a must-win situation to even make the championship 4.
And held off.
And he went on to win that race to lock himself in. So for him to go in with a dominating performance today is
2 to go.
It seems like
it's definitely a statement from him.
Yep, 2 to go. It seems like quite a few of these drivers, well, mainly the 3 playoff drivers are still on here. All 4 of them though that was here championship. Swish, he started out good, and then he's worked his way into where he's had to really fight. Oh, 88 got extremely loose.
Swish is loose. His tires are going.
88 went down to the inside on that one. They've all had their ups and downs this season. They've really had to fight in the playoffs to keep going, and so rounding out here.
True.
1 to go.
So we just saw SlideJob get loose and stuff. Is that going to happen to Swish too, or is it going to get worse for SlideJob? And how is this going to play out with 2 to go now, right?
We'll have to see. White flag, I believe.
White flag out. 1 more lap until we see who the second ever Winston Cup champion will be.
Who was it last year?
Me.
You.
That's why I'm commentating.
So far, so good.
Bush just has to hold on for 2 more corners, and this thing's his.
No traffic, no threat from behind.
Right with his on-car camera here for this last corner. See what goes on.
Dominating performance. Almost 99% of the laps led by Swish.
Team Swish, 34 Ford Mustang is going to be your 2020 Winston Cup champion.
Lone Mustang wins it.
Alrighty. What a race, boys.
Alrighty, guys. I'm going to hop off of here, and I'm going to go jump into the other league that I got.
Ready?
Man, I was...
Dude, that was a quick race, an hour and a half.
Ready, so your final running order for the championship.
What do you mean 2 hours?
34
Oh, you're
of
right.
Team
I thought it
Swish.
said an hour and 37 minutes.
The 88 of MrSlideJob, the 32, my bad, of Sparkly Marker, and the 43 of Jared. All these drivers fought hard all season to get here, and it looks like the Ford, the Swish, has prevailed over all the Chevrolets that he was battling against today.
Winning the last 2 races of the season.
I can definitely say I totally understand how Slide Job's got to feel right now, having such a dominant run throughout the entire season and get to the last race and